There we go.
Yay.
Yay!
Okay, now.
How's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I hate technology. That's
Yeah,
all.
no, technology's a pain in the ass. We had like the whole switchboard set up and everything. And yeah, so now we're just using my iPhone.
Yeah. I always say I should be fancy and do like more stuff to it, but I'm like, it's just, it's easy. I just do it with the phone. Although it's easy when people are able to connect, I guess.
Oh no, yeah, this is the first time I've ever used my phone. That's so funny. It's like being on a
Yeah.
phone call.
Yeah, I know. That's what's fun about it. And it does feel like a phone call. A lot of people say it's like being like a fly on the wall, listening to somebody's conversation.
Yeah, no, it really is, huh?
Yeah,
It's like a speakerphone group chat. I feel like I'm in middle school.
I know. It's like a party line.
Oh gosh, like
The
the
kids
eighth
won't
grade.
know what that is.
Not at all.
That's so funny. Well, it's good to finally put a voice to the name.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yes.
Well,
Nice
I'm
to officially meet you. I'm Stanley.
I'm I'm Nick.
Yay.
And I'm Alex.
Yay.
Ashante.
Yeah, aw, Shantae. It's nice to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad to have you all on. It's funny though because I realize like half of the people that I book, I'm like, it's mostly gay horror people,
Oh, so you have a
which there's
thing
nothing
going.
wrong with that. I just tend to
No, I
gravitate towards what I know.
yeah, no, I think that there's a community out there, which is really nice. I
Yeah,
think that and horror unites people, which I think
yeah,
is also really nice. It's funny to live in a world where there are monthly conventions dedicated to this kind of stuff, and there are like the Facebook groups, and there's
yeah.
hashtags, and podcasts, and
Hmm.
it like specifically devoted to this genre.
Yeah, and
It's
a
it's
lot of gays are after revenge, so we like it.
She wants
We
revenge.
like to watch it instead of doing it,
Yeah, it's nice to be able to see it play out.
if you
Yeah,
will.
well, it's weird. Like growing up, like I feel like everybody I knew that liked horror was straight. So once
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay, there's
And
more like me.
it's
it
true because
yeah.
the introduction to horror did come from straights, on my side at least. Like, I don't know, we're introduced to horror by straight men as well, right?
Well, yeah, my stepfather introduced it to me, but it's evolved so much though,
Yeah,
especially in the last 10, 15 years. Mostly in the last like 10 years, I would say. Like it's gotten so much gayer,
yeah.
but it's
Right.
like it's had
We've done
so
a lot
many
of
gay
like,
undertones.
we've already talked about enough of LGBTQ, type movies and horror
Hmm.
that we like discussed in our podcast alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's nice to see a lot of the older ones getting some respect and and
Right.
some notoriety these days too. Like I love that Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker has gotten a resurgence.
Yeah.
Only
It's
Stanley knows what that is.
yeah, he doesn't know what I'm talking about, but
I mean, I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it, so I
oh
Yeah.
don't know.
God, give it a
I'm,
shot.
I'm not going to be a poser and lie.
Oh no, and I'm glad. Good for you, because it's better to learn about these things and find out
Right.
on your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give it a shot. It's a blast. It's a
Yeah.
gay little blast.
Yeah.
Oh
Sounds
man.
like a porn.
I mean, it might as well be. Like
Well,
it's
no,
got
the phrase "a
some.
gay little blast."
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just it's the gay stuff is kind of subtle. It's not like very in your face, but there's like a bunch of weird incest stuff, and Susan
Mhm.
Tyrell is in it, and
Yeah.
it's it's kooky.
Yeah, really.
Well, I feel like there's always been an undertone. There's always been like a lot of coding, and um, I've talked about this with a lot of people about how a lot of these stories, a lot of the really famous horror stories are very, very queer, and we all knew it, but like the untrained eye or the heterosexual eye or what have you didn't really key in on that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, 100%.
I mean, because it's just interesting to me. It's like the Wolfman, for instance. It's he wants to be his true self, but he can't, so he has to hide himself. And Frankenstein, it's this guy
Yeah.
wanting to make the perfect man.
Yeah, you're so
Oh,
right.
it's very good examples. It's funny because I had done a review on the Wolfman back when I did video blogs and stuff, and that is one of the gayest movies
Yeah,
in the history of horror. And it's
yeah.
so it's such a it got the daddy complex too going on. It's so funny. Old horror especially is so queer coded,
Yeah.
and if people look at a lot of those old movies through a queer lens, like it's mind blowing. It's mind
Hmm.
blowing just how closeted and how afraid Hollywood was, and just how afraid a lot of people were.
Yeah. Because if you think like there was a lot of male skin back in the days in horror movies, like the way
Yep.
they dressed men with little skimpy jean shorts, cutoffs, and
Hmm.
midriff shirts.
Oh, like Sleepaway
It's some
Camp. Oh
yeah,
God.
and they would like slumber all together. It'd be all weird.
Yeah.
It's so oh, horror movies.
Yeah,
Well, I
that trigger
definitely
Fred.
feel that it was going in a gayer direction at you know towards the end of the 70s, and then of course AIDS came, and then they just shoved it right back in the closet, and then of course it was every single fucking movie was either somebody dying of AIDS or it was the wacky gay best friend or the comic relief.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and it took so long, and it's still kind of like that. Like
Yeah.
it's still very it's hard to get that kind of stuff right.
it's like now, and if you mind me saying, the gay man dies before the African American.
It's
If
true
you will.
though. It's
Yeah.
true because it's a lot of that is being vocalized in different ways now. And it's like equality is equality,
Yeah,
and things are different.
yeah.
Things are different now.
It'll never
And
be
Oh yeah.
equality. It'll just be superiority.
yeah, for the most
Oh
part.
yeah,
And
and that runs rampant in the gay community. I hate to say it, but we all know it's true.
it's
Hmm.
so true. It's very true.
We
uh,
all want equality, but do we really? Only for
I
certain
know.
people, like only for
it's
like the gym bunnies or the twinks or the daddies or
Yeah,
whatever.
sure,
No
and at the
femmes,
end of the
no fats,
day,
no,
yeah.
eh,
Yeah,
gross.
nobody's going to be happy at the end of the day
yeah.
anyway. So it's like
Yeah.
even if like we all got what we wanted, we will still have something to complain about. And
Yeah.
what is it? There's a line in the movie Ever After that Angelica Houston says. She says, even when you're dead, God will negotiate, I think.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even when you're dead, God will negotiate.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
will be.
Willie, it's true. I love that you're a Madonna fan, by the way. Like, hence the
Am I?
name of your
Oh my God.
podcast.
Wow. No, it's
I
funny
was
though because it's like it came about like my friend Ricky who does a Rick Retreat podcast. I feel like I mentioned him in every single episode, but
you have in the past, yeah.
yeah, he named the show. So
Oh,
but
that's so dope.
so many people are like, well, I don't know if I want to come on because I don't know anything about Madonna or I don't like her or whatever. And I'm like, it's not about her. It's not really about anything. It's just I always say wisdom through conversation. It's organic. It's just getting past the bullshit and talking about real stuff. And
Don't forget.
I fucking hate small talk.
Yeah, and the first name's Trauma, so I've got plenty of it.
Yeah. Well, and
Trauma
that came
first,
So yeah,
about
trauma first,
Madonna
Madonna after.
after.
during the pandemic. I wrote a book and it's basically done. I just need to fine tune it and someday publish it. But I wrote
Sure.
an autobiography about my fun, good old trauma. And so I think it's a lot of things that are um, it's almost like an extension of the book. It's almost like an audio version, like a lot of the stuff that have gone through, I discuss. And it's therapeutic, and it's also interesting to dive into other people's stuff, and trauma attracts trauma, etc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
Well,
that.
So, but in a healthy, like educational discussion
Yes.
way, rather than like I think trauma bonding is good, but it's also kind of dangerous sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah, it just depends on who you do it with, and there's like, I mean, people who have, in my opinion, people who have gone through trauma and have like come out the other side in like a healthy way, know
Hmm.
the differences between like healthy boundaries and unhealthy boundaries. So if you can
Right,
trauma
right.
bond with someone, like like where you can draw like particular lines, right? So like
Hmm.
where someone like,
Boundaries.
yeah, where someone like myself who has gone through some shit, and someone like Alex who I feel like I can say has also gone through some shit, we trauma
Right.
bond like on the daily, but like we
Yeah.
also like know where it's like where it's healthy and where it's not, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
it's
Like,
like positive. So right now, I've never heard the term being used as like trauma attracts trauma. That was wonderful.
oh, but it's true because
And
chaos
it's true, but
fosters.
as soon as you said that, I kind of heard it in a positive way. I didn't hear it in a
Yeah.
negative sense. You know, I kind of it's
Well,
true that trauma does attract trauma, but in a beautiful, positive way, like to come
yeah.
out of it.
Beautiful trauma.
Yeah.
And the older you get,
Beautiful trauma.
you just have to find people with matching baggage.
Yes.
Oh, I love that, and
Yeah,
it's
and not
true.
be better, not be superior. Be a listener.
Yeah.
Like be there for them as
Yeah.
well as for yourself. Do it mainly for
I know.
yourself, but be a listener.
There's nothing worse than when you tell your stuff to people and they're like, "Oh yeah, well," and then
But
proceed to tell you about
they
how
want to
much
up
more
you.
they've suffered.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I was telling, I don't know if I was telling you, Alex, but I work in a restaurant and I serve like pretty obnoxious clientele for the most part. Like, and it's
Right.
not me talking shit. They know it. They know they're awful.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And there's this customer who comes in quite often, and every time I see this person, like they have a famous, I mean, they think that they're famous. They think they have like a pretty well known daughter who does modeling and blah blah blah. And every
Mhm.
time I see this person, she like just complains about her life and how much she's traveling and how much she's just so tired. And then
So
like
terrible.
after, yeah, and after like 30 minutes of her complaining to me about her terrible life, she'll say, okay, how are you? And I'll like get like maybe 32.1 milliseconds of a breath in, and then she'll like ask for something like, oh, can you refill
Yeah.
my lemonade? And I'm like, oh, okay. And then go back to telling me about her shitty life. And I'm like, dude, like
Yeah.
nobody fucking cares. Like not one person
Honestly.
actually cares about what it is that I mean, really, like not nobody, like
But
this
nobody, well,
person.
nobody actually cares. Like nobody actually cares what the
Right.
next person does. Honestly, like we just take things too
Yeah.
personal to where we care about them. But nobody actually
Right.
gives a fuck about what people. And excuse my language. Sorry, I don't know if that's allowed.
Oh,
But
please.
nobody actually cares about what the next person's doing. This lady's just telling this, you know, server at a restaurant about her life. You know,
Right.
her exciting life. But you're the only
Hmm.
person she has to tell. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, lady, I get it. I'm here for you.
Yeah,
Right.
what I'm getting at is
Yeah.
I appreciate someone who listens. So
Yeah.
thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. Oh, believe
Thanks.
me.
I'm on board with this.
There are a few people in my life that I I just glaze over and I just, they just kind of take up all the air.
Oh
And
yeah,
Yeah.
like 30
life
minutes later,
suckers.
it's like, "Oh, how are you?" I'm like, "Oh,
You
Well,
know,
I'm already done and
sorry."
exhausted by then.
yeah,
And
like
I've done that before too. I've been guilty of it too, but
Hmm.
I think a lot of it is I'm the third child. I'm the baby, and so
You're my third
I didn't
child.
really talk until I was 3 or so, and so I made up for lost time. But also, like when I'm with my brother and sister, no offense to them, but like I'm kind of quiet because they do all the speaking for
Yeah.
me. So
I'm
understandable.
a third child too. That's funny.
I'm
I like
also a
yeah,
third child.
that. That's
Yeah,
wild.
wow. Well,
that's
What?
amazing.
technically, I'm a
Oh.
fifth child, but I have a half sister which I
Oh
claim,
yeah.
and then the other one that we just met recently, I do not.
Oh gosh.
She's awful.
I do
Oh
not.
god. And
It's
you don't have to either.
yes.
Yeah, I
This
know. My sister
sounds
that I
like
grew
some
up with,
slushy
she's like, "I don't
drama.
know how we're gonna carry on," and blah blah. I said, "We're not." I said, "I don't want anything to do with her. She's
Yeah.
awful."
You don't have to.
It's
Yeah,
so funny
at
when
46, I don't need to deal with that.
Nope.
no, you don't. At 26, 36, any
You know,
age,
you
you don't
send
have
her
to deal
Yeah,
with
you think
anything.
about her, you send her love and positivity, and that's all you need to do.
Or don't.
Or don't.
yeah. No, I don't even do that.
No, don't.
I love that. It's so funny that there are that people come out of the same vagina and you might
Oh
not
well,
like
it was
them.
different vagina.
Or same
Oh,
same sperm bank.
Papa was a Rolling Stone, not Mama.
I would just say use the same Uber once.
That's so funny. Oh, that's a good one too.
I know.
Papa
Well, I
was a
told my
Rolling
sister,
Stone.
I was like, you know what? I'm like, yeah, she's related to us, but I look at it this way, you know, dad fucked her mom and had an oopsie, so I don't know.
Had an
Had an
oopsie.
oopsie.
That's so wild. I'm the
Um,
youngest of eight, and I
oh my
have,
God,
yeah, but I only
8 is
have,
enough.
yeah, see, right? But see, my father was also a Rolling Stone, and he even
Mm.
had the tattoo on his arm of those lips and that tongue and
Oh my
everybody.
God.
Like my brother and sister from my immediate, I mean, from my immediate siblings, they both have that
Mhm.
tattoo as well because they're insane. And
Gross.
but my dad had three daughters as from his first marriage, and then had like inherited two children from that first marriage as well. So I claim all those from that set. So I yeah, I but I was only
No.
raised with two. So I'm technically I have two siblings, but theoretically I have
Yeah.
seven. You know what I mean? So I get it.
Sure.
I get the whole claiming half of them
Yeah.
and etc.
I was filling out a dating profile, and it's like, you know, the order in which, you know, firstborn, thirdborn, whatever. And I put thirdborn, and I went, wait a minute. And I was like, maybe fifthborn. And I'm like, that's gonna take some explaining. So I don't know.
I like that
Yeah.
there's a maybe in there.
If
Yeah.
it's that important to you, explain it. If it's not, live your
Also,
life.
speaking of dating profiles, I have to share this because it's just funny. You know, I look at them. I don't really, you know, have a lot of luck, but who knows? Um, some guy sent me a message on Plenty of Fish, and like I thought it was a typo, but he was being clever, and I was like, okay. And I thought he was trying to say, "Dear God, you're really cute," but he said, "Dear Cod," and I was like, "Was that like a Plenty of Fish pun?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, clever.
Oh,
I
that's
love that
hilarious.
you caught it, and I love that you
Yeah,
asked.
I like that you
yeah,
wrote pod it.
I
Oh,
know.
I didn't even notice that I said
You didn't.
that.
Oh, caught it. Yeah,
Oh, see,
hook,
I
line,
didn't
and
catch it.
sinker.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it.
Got it.
Took me a
I
second.
know. So that I
That's
thought
so
that was
funny.
kind of amusing.
That is funny. I didn't even know Plenty of Fish was still around.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. My brother's on it a lot, and I'm like, well, I'll just take a look and see what's out there, and they're all kind of rubbish.
Yeah,
Like
rubbish.
any of them, like whether it's hookup or whether it's dating, it's
Yeah.
like the same thing. Like I've met guys on Tinder, I've met guys on Grinder, and it's about the same deal. Um, I was
It's just
seeing some
a hookup.
guys, huh?
It's just a hookup method now.
Yeah, kind of, but it's weird though, because I was seeing a guy that was a flight attendant, or well, he still is, but and we like hooked up, and you know, it seemed like it could go somewhere. And he would say things like, "Oh, I want to make love," and I was like, "Interesting." But then I got drunk one night and sent him a message, and I was like, "Oh, I really like you, and you make me smile." And then he came back with, "I just want to be friends with benefits," and blah blah blah. And I was like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Seems that
And then
getting
I saw
drunk
him.
and sending messages is just not the thing.
I know. Well, but all I said was that I liked him. I didn't say that I want to be
It's
your
just it
boyfriend or
like
any.
when you get a little tipsy and you get a little courage and you want to like send
Yeah,
the message, but it's to just to satisfy your own like need
yeah,
you know like I need attention right now type of thing,
right,
and then they really respond and you're like okay I don't want to proceed with the conversation. I've
right.
been satisfied. I'm good,
Well, the
and then
problem
that
was too
happens.
is I was at karaoke and they called my name as soon as I read his response, and I didn't sing very well because of that.
Oh
Oh, what
no.
So I
song?
was like, "Oh shit!" And then I just didn't respond until like the next morning, and he's like, "I guess that's not what you wanted to hear." And I was like, and I saw him the next day, and I was like, you know, I said, I don't have any expectations. I'm like, whatever this is, I like hanging out with you, yada yada. And then I guess it's been like 4 or 5 days, and I feel like he just like flew away.
Oh, most likely. I mean, he's meeting people everywhere he stops, right?
This
I
bird
know.
has flown.
Yeah.
Oh, what
Yeah.
song did you karaoke to?
Yeah. What song did he make you mess up?
Oh, I did Valerie. But
Oh,
Oh,
not.
no, you gotta be
But
focused.
I know I wasn't because like at the end I like was in my head and I was like Valerie.
Oh no. Oh girl,
I
he
was
can
like
fly.
fuck.
Let him fly.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
done with
so
this
He's gone.
guy.
No more peanuts
I
from that
don't know.
Valerie.
Well, he's 30, so that's part of it.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
But then
he's
the
a
but
child.
yeah,
he's
but then
a
the
he's
the
a
other
yeah.
the other guy that I was talking to doesn't have any excuse either. He's a pilot, which I'm convinced that I'm just going to try and date the whole, you know,
Yeah.
um, the
The
air
flying
traffic
school.
controllers and
Yeah.
TSA.
You're changing the Mile High Club.
Yeah, but he was married.
Rearranging.
He was married to a woman and he cheated on her with men. And
Oh
I was like,
God.
well, I don't care like who you were married to, but I'm like, once a cheater, always a cheater.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if he was racist or his dad was racist, but there was racist tinges. And I was like, no,
It's true.
Okay,
like
wait. What was the last part? Say that again.
oh, there were racist tinges. I said, I don't know if
Oh
he was
gosh,
racist
no.
or his dad, but he showed me a shirt that he got his dad for Father's Day. And it had some like shotgun shells on it and it read Thug Plug.
Oh
Oh
wow, no
no.
way.
I know, and I had to explain to him what that really meant. He's like, "No, it's like intruders," and I was like, "No, honey,
Uh,
it's a
No.
certain type of intruder that you're speaking of that it's illustrating."
Oh
Jesus.
God, that's like
Yeah,
I
how
mean,
do
I could have
you
read homophobic too.
like how no
yeah.
yeah how do you
Yeah.
miss it
Well,
though?
well,
Like
I mean,
how can you miss that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess they're from Texas, so I don't know if that's.
There it is. Can't blame them. You know,
Okay. Yeah. Oh
I
my
don't
gosh.
know.
they're made different.
It's
Yeah.
you need a passport to go to
Yeah.
Texas.
Well, and then also he works for like a not so great airline, so I was like, well, this
Oh
isn't there.
no.
there yeah,
Sounds
there's
like
there are too
Frontier.
many. No, the other
I was
one.
gonna say Spirit.
Oh,
Yeah, that one.
that's the one.
You know,
Ding ding ding.
every time I fly Spirit, okay, I'm not gonna say every time because it's only been twice.
Now we know why.
I've ended up like on a layover in fucking Vegas. Like why? I'm not sure, but the good thing about it is I've been able to gamble in my 3 hour layover, and
Yeah.
it's always going to Portland. And again, I say always. It's only been twice. Let me stress that.
Yeah.
Um, but I've lost I think $80
Yeah.
on
Mm,
each of these layovers
That's what
because
they do. That's how they
they
pay
have
their bills.
casinos.
yeah.
And I'm that short fat guy that's like running from the terminal like to the casino like yes.
Like the little kid in the with the lunch
Yeah.
at
Oh,
lunchtime.
Oh my god, looking for the ice cream sandwiches.
Running to the
But
oh,
lunch
it's
lady.
they're terrible. I experienced turbulence both times,
Oh, horrible.
yeah.
and I only received one Diet Coke
Ah,
Ew.
on all the
that's
flights. Like cuz
blasphemy.
they were like we're not doing cart service each
Mm,
time.
Well,
So,
sometimes if it's so quick of a flight, they won't do car service.
man, flying
yeah.
sucks.
I
Flying's
know that.
not
Um,
fun.
I usually do Delta. That's where the flight attendant worked. So, everybody was joking that I was gunning for buddy pass. And I mean, I wouldn't complain.
Absolutely not.
I think that would be a huge perk of dating a
I
flight
mean, if
attendant.
anything's worth anything nowadays, save that
Yeah.
money, girl.
Gosh, well, yeah. Every
But
time Alex visits me, he gets a discount on food.
Yeah, it's true.
that's-
And I bring shoes home. I
Yeah,
bring work shoes home.
you
so I
gotta
guess
take advantage.
I guess the moral of the story is that I just got to be careful and not tell somebody that I like them. I get, or either that, or I have to define the like, I enjoy your company. I like having sex with you.
Yeah,
You
if
know.
you would have said I like you, you make me hard, the conversation probably would have went a lot differently.
Yeah,
Mm,
but he was the one. Like, I still hung out with him the very next day after that whole text exchange, and we talked about it. And then he's still like, "Let's make love," and I'm like, "Who the fuck are
oh
you?"
man, he's in a hurry.
What? See, that's such a contradiction. Guys are
Yeah,
Yeah,
weird.
they
Guys
are.
who are not in a relationship are
Just never
are
gonna be
like
in a relationship.
another species,
yeah,
I think, because being in a relationship is like is like nothing else.
It's the complete self control.
Yeah, like it's like we like I don't know, it's like I see other people on the street that are not in a relationship and it's like I don't understand life not in a relationship.
I mean, yeah, I mean, yes and no. You know, like if you're actually like into yourself that much, then go ahead and do you. You know, like be you, do you,
Right.
be in love with yourself, but
Yeah.
do it. You know, like do it at 100%. Don't be
Yeah.
miserable and don't be just sad all the time. If not, then be in a relationship. If you need somebody to pick you up and balance you out, then that's why relationships are perfect because you will always have
Yeah.
this person that will always balance you out no matter what.
I just wish there were a boyfriend store, you know?
Yeah, it's true. And then sometimes it's just there's nothing wrong with being too picky, but then too picky, it just doesn't exist. It will never allow you because I read
Right.
once where it said, you'll never find like the perfect happy person that you're looking for because they're too busy living their lives. They're not,
Right.
moping around, sitting around at bars or at these places where we think we're going to find the next one.
Yeah.
you know, actually,
That's funny
weird
because
story.
we met at a bar.
Yeah, but it's
Um,
like it's true. It's so true. Like there's no perfect person out there because they're actually busy living their lives, like doing happy
right.
things and things like family and trips and
Yeah.
working and things that keep their mind busy and like people that are just kind of waiting around, sad, picking on themselves. Even it's just you can't be that picky on yourself.
Hey, quit calling me out. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, there it is, Trauma Donna. Let's
No, I'm kind
go.
of in the middle. Like I
It's
live my life.
hard.
I've been single for so long, but like on the
Yeah.
other hand, I'm used to it. But then on the other hand, like I am lonely and I would like a partner, but I haven't. Even when I try and go for like the against type and the more safe and boring or whatever, it's like it still doesn't work out. And like
That's
then
it.
they're a dick as well. So I guess it doesn't
But
matter really. Like
Nick, let me tell you one thing, because there's nothing worse than being with a partner that makes you feel lonelier.
oh
So
yeah,
you got to be really careful with how you even come into a relationship. You have to fully be committed to yourself and be in the idea that you are ready to allow yourself to be loved and give yourself to somebody else and
oh yeah.
accept that other person with all of their burps and their farts and their dirty socks,
Hmm.
however they come because you love them and
Right.
that's it. Like you gotta push all that shit aside now and just be there specifically for
Yeah.
this one person because nobody else will love them the way you love them, or you'll be there
Hmm.
for them. And
Yeah.
love is a strong word, but it's just like you can love anybody, everything. It's just specifically being there and nurturing that soul of the person that's next to you is more important than you could love a TV show, you can love a plant, you can love a dog, but a connection between two people, that truly are there not to challenge each other or for jealousy or
Hmm.
any other means, just be there genuinely for them and support them and pick them up. That's honestly a relationship like that should be done, not
Right.
just an Instagram relationship where you do cute
Oh
shit
yeah.
just like, and as soon as the phone's down, you ignore each other. Like
Hmm.
that's not a thing. You have to hold hands in public. You have to do things for
Hmm.
yourselves. You have to go to the movies, go to lunch,
Yeah.
dinners, do things that matter. And be
Right.
okay with how these other people's lives are because a lot of people, we as gay men specifically, like we meet men in these dark secluded areas, like dark bars and dark places and website and dating sites and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and we don't really get to know each other. Like we don't know the person. We just kind of like what is given to us at that moment that fulfills the need that we want right now at this very moment. I
Right.
just need attention, and you're giving it to me. But then they
Right.
start introducing their best friends, their families, things that they're used to doing, their routines. And now it starts bugging you because it's like, well, I thought this was just going to be us and like things were just going to be like this for a while. Now you're introducing all these other people and it starts getting weird and scary. But
Hmm.
you have to understand that if you're really committed to one person and one person only, or you want to be in a relationship with one person, you have to accept every single thing that they come with, who they
Oh
come
yeah.
with, the people in their lives, what's important to them, what makes them happy. And that's the only way that you'll understand like this relationship that you're in or the person that you're with. By opening
Hmm.
up and just accepting and letting be, like not being angry or jealous or,
Yeah.
ugly. Like that's just the wrong way of approaching a relationship and toxic.
Hmm.
Trauma done.
Amen. Trauma done. I know.
Yeah,
Well,
we have
it's
to
weird
give,
because like,
you know.
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, I'm just saying we have to give all of ourselves to somebody and accept all of them as
Yeah.
well. You know, it's not fair that we're giving
Right.
ourselves to everybody, to them, and then as soon as they do something that grosses you out, the way they eat or the way they just do certain things, like it just bugs the shit out of you, and it's like it can't
Right.
happen. Like you can't be that person. You have to
Yeah.
work on that tick that you have inside of your head because that's the problem. It's not this person.
Oh yeah. No, I know. And there are very few deal breakers that I have. I think the only like the biggest one is like, I'm not wild about snoring, which I can figure that out, but
Hmm.
I'm a very light sleeper and insomniac, so but
Yeah.
that's dealable too.
Oh, you just
This,
punch them
this
in the gut. That'll
yeah,
work.
yeah. The thing with me though is I've realized over the years, because like I was with my ex for 6 years and that was crazy roller coaster.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of self-awareness and I've done a lot of like soul searching and I'm so aware, but it's almost like what do you do with that self-awareness? Because it's like, you have it, but then you obviously have to do something with it. And that's been hard for me. Like there's this guy that I'm sleeping with.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know.
Or
Well,
the
it's one of
shuffle.
those things. I met him and I was like, there's no way this guy would ever like me or be interested in me. And he's godlike. And I hear Dreamweaver every time I see him, and it's like slow motion.
Oh, wow.
And then accidentally or on purpose or whatever, I found out that he was interested. And then we hooked up a few times. And but the thing is like one of my friends is like, I don't like you hanging out with him because I don't like how he makes you feel and how he treats you. And I'm like, I get it. And she's like, you need to be with somebody who treats you right and gives you the love that you need. And I'm like, well, the hard thing is when you're not used to getting that love or you're
Yeah.
used to getting a certain kind of love, that's all you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
And
that's,
and
that's a harsh fucking reality.
and it's true, but it's also that's all the other person knows how to what to give, you know, and it's all we know how to take, and it's all the other person knows how to give. So when you kind of like jump into a relationship, this is where you both work together and fixing that and balancing each other out. It's
Mhm.
scary, yes, it is, but it's like also your friend, you know, she did the right thing. You know, she's always going to be there for you, watching your back,
Yeah,
but she can't define exactly who you want to end up with in life and how what kind of hurt you deserve in your own heart and what kind of heartbreaks you want to go through in life. You know, so
right.
you have to
And
give yourself chances as well.
right. And I know that it's not something it's a situation that I should be in. I mean, it's like a friends with benefits thing and it's fine and that's all it's
Yeah,
ever going to be. Um,
right, baby.
and there's a lot more to it, but it's like I'm always worried that like he may listen. So I'm like, well,
Oh no, I get like that too. Like I have to like edit some stuff out. Like
well,
cuz
I
I'm
don't
like,
even
"Oh shit, I've said too much."
yeah, no, he just he works at a place that I frequent. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, so I just don't bring that shit there and I mean, it's one of those things like I don't want to I mean, regardless of what anybody does for a living, I'm not going to bring whatever situation it is into their work. Like I wouldn't want somebody to do that to my place of work or whatever.
Oh, of
Yeah.
Um
course. Yeah.
but yeah, it's just it's like one of those don't shit where you eat type of things and I'm like, damn it, I did.
Oh god.
Yeah. Well, well,
And here we
Uh,
are.
sometimes
but
we
he's
have to
so
make our bed and sleep in it.
I know, but he's so fucking beautiful though. That's the thing. It's like I kiss him and I sometimes have to open my eyes and go, "Oh my God, this is really a thing."
That's wonderful though. Like that's it's beautiful when you accept the ugly, you know, like when you accept the ugly part of it, it's actually pretty, you know, like it's nice that you
Yeah,
have that. So without this at all, like you literally would just be, you know, probably even lonelier or even
yeah,
like less happier. Like who knows, you know, like maybe this is just what you need, just enough to get you
maybe. I
by.
don't know.
Like you know, just a little coke dab in the tongue or in the nose in the teeth.
Well, but it's
Gummy.
it's empty.
Yeah.
It's empty calories though. That's the problem. And it's I
Oh
know
Yeah.
he's beautiful, but he's flaky, and
it's like soda water.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
yeah.
It's
Like
like a
usually I'll
decaf.
text him. I'll text him and I'll hear back like a few days or a week later, and I'm like, this is really annoying.
Mm.
Oh god. And I do that with just regular friends.
I know.
Like I've done that with like just regular friends sometimes, like just like
Right.
my brother, like
Yeah.
like sorry, but I just like forget about my phone on occasion. Like I just like will
Or
set
you
it
mean to
down.
do it, but you're just like busy and then you just like
Yeah,
get
and I'm just like, God,
distracted.
I'm so sorry, and it's like not like on purpose.
The
It's just
important thing
like
is he gets
Yeah.
back.
yeah, like I do eventually, but like sometimes I'm just like, oh
Oh
fuck,
yeah.
yeah, like oh wow, I'm just so
Yeah.
scattered. So
I mean, it could be worse. I mean, what? I mean, I'm going to see him tonight. So, yeah.
oh there,
Oh.
there it is.
Well, because I'll be frequenting the place that he
Yeah.
works at.
I love this.
And
To be clear, you are in Texas. Am I wrong? Or where are you?
no,
Where are you?
Atlanta.
You're in Atlanta. That's right. I
Oh.
knew you
Hmm.
were in the South,
Oh,
but
Texas.
Yeah,
like I was like, I knew you were in the South.
Well, you putting him in the South
No,
though.
no, that's like
yeah.
that's a different kind of South.
This ain't
But I'm a
Texas.
Californian.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
So where were you born?
I was born in Concord, which is
Oh yeah, up
It's not
north.
far.
Oh,
yeah,
Sacramento.
East Bay
That's
area.
like 7 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then
That's
we
just
moved to Oakley when I was a kid, and I went to school in Brentwood, not the glamorous one, but the one near Stockton.
Oh, you still up north?
oh.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna be
Yeah.
traveling soon.
Yeah, we're gonna be going. We're I don't know if we're gonna be going through there, but I'm like
Yeah,
talking into the
potentially
mic.
you
Like,
do drive through Sacramento when you go up north. We're driving to Oregon this weekend.
yeah, we're going
Oh,
to
yeah, yeah.
a friend's, a childhood friend of mine's wedding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be the longest drive to be there for one day to come back the next day.
Oh, my God. That's
Just
crazy.
imagine it from
Oh
Hollywood to
yeah,
Oregon.
Hollywood to
Yes.
Oregon to Hollywood
We've
Jesus.
already done the
It's,
Oregon Trail.
in 48 hours. Yeah,
yeah. Just
it'll be
don't get
fun.
dysentery.
I know. I always died of cholera or of because I tried to attempt to ford the river. I never caulked the river. I always attempted to ford the river, and my fucking wagon always broke down, and my fucking wheels would always fly or like drift cosmically
Yeah.
down, and or I don't
That was
know.
the saddest thing. You let everybody down.
Everybody always died. I never
The
made it.
cows would be
I
swimming in the
oh
water.
yeah, and I could never hunt to save my
Cow.
fucking life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could never shoot that
Oh,
fucking
that was my
gun, dude.
favorite. I love playing the whole thing just to get to the part of shooting. Like the
Oh, I was
best.
a terrible hunter. My
Mhm.
family starved.
Oh, there it goes.
So, wait, how old are you all?
I
If you don't mind my
am
asking.
38. I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah, we
38.
just turned June 12th was our both of our birthdays together. I am 43.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we have the same birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I kept thinking it was the same week, but that's right. It's the same day,
Yeah, when is your birthday?
February 10th.
Oh my god, my mom's
Ooh.
is February 8th.
Oh,
You're an Aquarius.
I sure am.
Oh my
There it is.
goodness. I love
I'm
that.
the best.
You you are. I love that. Oh no, I think
um,
that I always get a new moon and Aquarius card when I pull the new moon cards. I
yeah.
always get it's like every other 3 days I get a new moon and Aquarius card.
Oh.
You
Well,
do you
doesn't
all
your
know your big three?
I don't think so. I
Mm.
pretend to know a lot about this stuff, but I only know things about Geminis.
what are the big threes?
Your sun, your moon, and your rising.
I think I have a Libra in there somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah, I have. I'm God.
oh gosh, we lived on this
Aquarius,
forever. It's a tough.
Aquarius, sun, Aries, moon, Virgo, rising. Yeah,
Oh wow,
but
we
it's
should look that up.
but it's
What is it
weird too
called?
because
The big three.
I have Aquarius in like three of my houses, and one of them's my Venus. So I'm like, okay, well that makes sense.
I want that.
Hmm.
I'm like, I want a Venus.
I'm all over the place in life and in bed, so there you go.
That's funny.
Oh,
I feel like I'm very scattered mentally, but I look like I know what I'm doing. Like,
So you're a good actor.
yeah, for the most part.
actually,
Yes, that was my goal in life initially was to become an
Yeah,
actor.
I always
And
wanted to
then
be a rock star, but that didn't happen. So
yeah, see, and then that shifted. I wanted to be a singer as
guess
well.
what? You are a rock star.
You are.
well, yeah. I mean, you should see me do karaoke.
And see, I love karaoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm a terrible karaoke person because everybody's like, "Oh, it's just for fun," and I'm like, "Is it though?"
Oh,
No,
see?
no, it's always
Okay,
a challenge.
we're the same
You're
way.
gonna win that shit tonight.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
competition,
Heck
and
yeah, they're all the enemies.
you're not allowed to look at the screen. You have to know all the words, and if you
yeah,
don't sing it perfectly, get the fuck out.
Yeah, you have to
right,
do the
right.
movements. You have to
Get
Yeah.
out.
start the song with a beat.
And
Hmm.
I,
Audience participation. I need
yeah,
everyone in here.
I like
Yeah,
themed nights. Themed nights are good.
yeah.
Olivia
No, I know a
Newton-John
lot of
night is good.
people. I know a lot of people that like to do that, like, the private room karaoke and whatever. I'm like, that's
Oh
no
yeah,
fun. And they're like, why not? I'm like, because there's not a stage
Yeah, you need a
yeah.
stage. You need
and
That
like
there's
to
not
have
an audience.
spotlights.
that fake audience button doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
No, I
And
do
then
like
people,
the acoustics in the private
Yeah, I
rooms
like to see
though.
the jealous
well,
eyes
yeah.
looking at me.
And then
The
people
jealous
want me to
eyes.
do certain songs, and I'm like, I can't do that without a cordless mic.
Oh my god.
And then you
Or
go to
they'll
the
be like,
bathroom
you
and you
should do,
practice it.
yeah. Or people will be like, you should do Vogue. And I'm like, I can't Vogue without a headset.
Oh, see,
You
Hello.
know
that's how
that.
I have to do that with some Britney. Like, you need a
Yeah,
headset for certain
Yeah.
songs,
Or do my job
I
at the
know.
drive-through.
or
I did that once. I actually got to live my Madonna dreams, and I did a show once and they gave me a headset, and that was amazing. They
That is
also like
amazing.
there were, that when there are times when you say shit and you're like, they're never gonna do that, and you're like, it freaks you out, but you're like, I'm fine.
oh
A
Oh
yeah.
friend of
yeah,
mine was like,
definitely.
oh, you should do the show, but you should open up like on a swing. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Okay. But and I just asked them and they're like, oh yeah, we built you a swing. And I tried it and I was like 6 feet over the audience and I was like, this is fucking scary. I'm
Holy
afraid of
shit,
heights.
yeah, that is
But
super
okay.
scary.
Yeah. And I wish they would have gotten it on film, but that was fun.
Oh my
No.
god, that sounds awesome though.
So it's like be careful what you wish for. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and my stage name when I used to perform, I don't much anymore, but it's Boy Donna.
Oh
Oh my
wow.
god.
I love
Oh, I
It was
love
given
it.
to me.
Who gave it to you?
My friend Ellis back home. I was doing a charity show for. It was like the Imperial Star Empire. I think they have them everywhere. Um, they were like, "Well, what's your name?" And I was like, "It's Nick." And then he ran up. He's like, "This is Boy Donna." I'm like, "Okay,
There it is. You
sure."
earned it.
Oh my
And I was
gosh.
born. So yeah,
I love that
That's
you were born.
beautiful.
yeah,
Oh, it sounds like a documentary. You sound like a limited series on
Yeah, really.
Netflix.
I'll watch.
very limited. I only have
Not
so
that
much
limited.
energy. I'm old.
No, I have a
No,
lot of energy too. It's a problem.
I just don't perform anymore because it's a lot and it's also very competitive and I feel like I either started too soon or too late. I don't know which one it was, but I just feel like when I was doing shows, like nobody understood what I was trying to do or the vibe. And then like now I feel like people have got the vibe that I'm like, I don't know. And it's
Oh,
just, it's a lot of wear and
yeah.
tear and physically. And I always sang live and it was a lot. And being a perfectionist, it's like, I'm semi-retired.
Wow. So you always sang live?
Um, Not like 100%, but most of the time, especially towards the end, like the last like 5 years of performing, I just did exclusively live stuff.
That's a
Oh
big
wow.
feat because a lot of that, I mean, 99% of that is lip syncing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I would
Well,
say.
I just got bored lip syncing and I wanted to actually sing and but then the problem was is like it was always like sound systems and then you could never do like sound check and it just and sometimes the sound people would get annoyed so it's
Oh,
like well I know it's easier just pressing play and not having to
Yeah.
control levels and stuff
yeah,
but
Oh fuck that.
it's hard to comply with artists.
yeah I know artists are terrible.
They really are. Oh
And now
gosh.
you're just hiding out in Atlanta, living your life as Nick Kapersky.
Yeah, I don't think I'm hiding. No.
We're gonna bring you out of retirement.
Yeah,
One more
I guess
show.
I'm just trying
One
to
more
figure
show.
out I'm just figuring out whatever's next. I mean, right now I'm just having my Oprah moment or Oprah era or
Definitely
whatever.
take it.
Yeah.
I like an
So
Oprah moment.
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's good. It's been I never ever thought that I would actually do a podcast. So it's like everybody does that. And
Yeah.
then I was on one and I was like, well fuck, this is fun.
It's super therapeutic. You know,
Yeah,
you kind of get to talk no matter what, and you have to do it for
right.
an hour and a half or 2 hours maybe straight. So it's like you let a
Yeah.
lot of it out, and it's great because sometimes you even don't expect to talk about things that you've been wanting to talk about, and it kind of just
Hmm.
lets loose.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really it's not something I ever expected to do either because like before this, like I've always toyed with the idea of doing like some sort of like video review type thing.
Yeah.
And initially I was just doing like little written review things on Instagram, just like little blurbs, and then that transitioned into like 8 to 10 minute video blog things on YouTube. And then I took a break from that when I met Alex because I we were just like getting
We
to
were
know
in
each other
love.
and falling in love and
Oh,
stuff. But like very like quickly into our relationship, maybe like 3 months, 4 months into our relationship, like I had brought it up to him and was just like, "Do you want to do a podcast?" And we like knew people who had done podcasts. Like we're friends with like just some people who live nearby who do this as well. And
yeah.
I've like guest hosted with them and stuff. And I it just it sounded like fun
Well,
and
we would
just
watch movies over and over and just spend hours after talking about them. We're like, why don't we just press
yeah,
record?
and like we went and saw
Yeah.
Jurassic Park at Universal Studios, the like 30th anniversary or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And we
Yeah.
came home and just recorded ourselves talking about it one day. And I was like, dude, like we could totally fucking do
Yeah,
this.
I
Like
was
it
like,
sounds
it's just for like giving your insights in a movie and just having
yeah.
a conversation with somebody's not that hard.
And it's like it's just it's so fun. Like we like look forward to doing it and like just talking shit and
And
like
then like once you rehear yourself, you're like, I'm actually smarter than I thought. Like I'm
yeah.
so hard on myself when we're recording. I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounded like an idiot. Like what the hell was I thinking? Why did I say that? And then I hear the podcast. I'm like, holy shit, that's so impressive, Alex. That's good. Great job.
Yeah, we virtually know nothing when it comes down to it,
Yeah, we're
you
looking
know.
stuff up. We're just having a conversation. We're not professionals. We're not trying to be better than the next.
Yeah.
We just literally want to have
Yeah.
fun just talking about something that we both like.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's just like not anything that we had just planned to do. It
Yeah.
wasn't pre-plotted. It just kind of like fell into our lap one day and
Yeah.
yeah, like it here we are. It's cool. And
It
it's
was
nice
either this
to
or fans only, and we're like, you know what? We're too old.
yeah, we like right before we stopped drinking, we were at this bar up the street by the Pantages, and we were so drunk. And I was like, let's order one of those masks with like the holes in the eye and the mouth only, and like let's
They
Oh my
don't
go.
have
God.
to see us. They'll
Like they
never
don't
know
have
who
to
it
see
is.
us. And then like
We'll just
we
make money.
2 days later, I get this mask in the mail, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And he was like, I think you ordered that
Yeah, and
the
we
other
sobered up.
night.
Like we don't drink no more. We've
Yeah,
been
we haven't
sober
drank
for well,
in
almost a
almost a
year
year.
already. Like a year next month.
Yeah,
Uh,
and but that was that was like near the end of it
Yeah,
when we were about to start an OnlyFans,
and we're
but
like,
then
that
oh my
didn't
God.
happen. Let's start a
we
podcast.
decided to do a podcast instead.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I'm not opposed to OnlyFans, but the problem is that I am covered in tattoos. So
Oh yeah,
if
I am
I ever
too.
Oh, that's
wanted to hide
awesome.
my identity,
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that
done.
I could have gotten away with it maybe 2 years ago, but at this
Yeah,
yeah,
point, like there's no way. And Alex is on his way as
I'm
well.
there. You probably recognize my arms right there in a
Yeah, like
second.
we have
yeah,
quite a few tattoos. One of our closest friends just opened up a tattoo shop in her neighborhood,
yeah.
and she's been
Practicing on
guinea
us.
pigging us for the
I
last
mean, she's
year.
amazing. She's been doing it for years, but Jesus Christ, this girl has a handle on her, her needle. It's so fucking good. The work
Yeah.
that she does.
Yeah, the fine line is really killer.
I think the only way I could do that is if I just like did like only feet because that's the only place I don't.
It's so funny you say that because that I have heard makes such a killer as far as money goes.
Mm.
Someone at
Which is
work was telling
weird.
me about that. Yeah, like
I mean, I'm
people
not
like
kink shaming or anything. It's just weird. Like it's that is such
no.
a thing.
I when I worked retail, I think 10 years ago was when I worked for fucking Gap. And there was a woman that I worked with who told me that she did the feet picture thing,
Uh-huh.
and she also
Mhm.
did like the sweaty panty thing. Like she would wear
Oh yeah.
sweaty panties for like 3 days
Or like
and
take them
then
off.
yeah, and then mail them to people and then they
Uh-huh.
would give her
Yeah.
money.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Mm.
And I was blown away and I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm fucking getting paper cuts on on cardboard boxes every day,
Um,
stocking toddler shoes
With the sweaty
I
underwear
and
know.
on.
with sweaty underwear, and I'm earning minor duckets.
I'm getting Dallas cheerleader money.
And I'm making as much as the Dallas fucking cheerleaders.
Oh my God.
Fuckers.
Uh,
Great documentary, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm aware of it. I just didn't watch it. I like documentaries, but like I'm not wild about sports, so I'm sure it's lovely.
So I am not a sports fan myself, but
Yeah.
I was a
I,
cheerleader in high school, so I have a
Mm,
soft spot for all the cheerleader
and we
shit.
just started the Celine
yeah.
Dion one this morning.
Oh,
I
and
just
we're
watched it today. I
Oh,
finished it.
what?
so we
Already?
got 10 minutes in
Yeah.
and we had to go get the oil change. Tell us a summary of your thoughts without telling us anything else.
Um, well, I mean, definitely.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry, but I mean,
Oh.
it was very emotional, but I think it would have been more so if like I hadn't known about any of it.
But then again, you're an
Um,
Aquarius. I'm a Gemini. I'm a sprinkler.
I know we cry over everything.
no, I cry, but it just depends, and it depends on like I don't know, on the mood or whatever.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
not like I'm just like cold and unfeeling or anything, but I mean, it was
Hmm.
emotional.
You
I just,
bitch.
Yeah. What's
I
wrong with
know.
you?
I feel bad for her. It's scary. I
Madonna's not going to send her guard out if you say you like Celine.
no, 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 no. I mean, apparently they're like distant cousins or whatever
Oh,
in the
what?
grand
I
scheme of
am
things.
dead. I'm a
Stop
distant
it.
cousin of Charlize Theron, y'all.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, by last
Just
name.
so you know, by last name only.
but no, it made me want to sing, but then I
Oh,
just feel that
well.
like because I love to sing and I feel bad that she can't because she's just got such an amazing voice and like
Oh,
she's just
God.
trying so hard. But the thing is since it's a neurological thing and
Yeah.
she's continuously trying to record and then doing it over and over and over and overstimulating herself and then basically forcing herself to have like a spasm and
Oh, I see what you're
just like
saying.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, so
That's
it's
twisted.
scary and I hope that she's able to do it again, but I don't know if she will. And
Is it
It's
so it's just
you really didn't get
unfortunate.
nothing? You didn't really get nothing out of the documentary because it's like she's not getting better, she's not getting worse. So it's basically,
it's
why
just
am I
like a
watching this?
standstill type of
Yeah.
thing. Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh,
Poor
God.
yeah.
thing. It's so interesting. I was journaling about this the other day because I'm one of those queers that like to journal my feelings every morning.
Mm,
Hmm.
I see.
And yeah, I'm one of those. And
That's fine.
yeah, I was thinking about like just like time flies so quickly. You know what I mean?
He
Like you
dresses up like Miss Chichi Rodriguez and he kicks his legs up on the bed and he's writing in his journal.
yeah, and talking about Princess
Princess
Laritza.
Laritza.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Princess Laritza will be saved from her tower.
I don't care what my cousins say. Not everything I do turns to caca.
Everything I
I
touch
love
God,
is
I
turned
love
to
that
caca.
movie.
I'm like a Latina Marilyn Monroe. I got
More
more
like
leg than
a
a
bucket
fucking
of
chicken.
chicken.
That's so funny.
Hmm.
I love
Okay,
it.
so you were being queer and journaling.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was this is so much better than that conversation. But I was just saying that it just time flies, you know what I mean? And like it just 20 years goes by so quickly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I was watching this just the first few minutes of the Celine Dion documentary and I know what it was doing. It was showing us her from a very early age and like going through
You called it out
her
like
most
right from the beginning.
powerful moments in her vocal history and then like giving us like frail ass
She can't
like
Hmm.
walk, you know, like
weak like
Yeah.
kissing her children like thanking her
Right.
assistant and then like crippled et
yeah.
on
Yeah.
like can't move and I was like god like
Great.
Celine Dion 20 years ago and
Was
then
it
Celine Dion
Titanic
now
20 years ago?
Celine
Right.
that was 98 yeah it was like 25 years ago.
Wow.
But damn, dude, like it's just like it's so weird that time like doesn't stop for anybody. It's not gonna stop for you.
Right.
It's not gonna stop for me, and but it ain't gonna stop for Celine
Time is
Dion.
literally like the nothing, just eating up everything, you know?
Yeah, and
Uh,
it's just insane. Like I have a friend who passed in 2020, and he was like one of the closest friends I've ever had in my life. And a couple months before he passed, we were supposed to go see Celine Dion in concert, and we had
mhm.
tickets and everything. And it was one resentment I had for because he was just like as close as we were, he was a selfish fucking jerk. You know what I mean? Like he was just one of those.
Yeah, I
I had
love them
known
or
him
you love
I
them.
had known him for so long. but he was just one of those. Like, bless his damn heart. But we had tickets to go see Celine, and then he drops dead. You know, like
How
talk about
dare he?
leaving on a high note. Like, I missed out on Cher, I missed out on Mariah Carey. Like, I missed, and I had met Mariah Carey after that, and he was super jealous of this. So like, it was like a constant one up, like in musical like divas. And then
Right.
we finally have this moment to go see Celine Dion, and then he dies. And
Mm.
and then I ended up dreaming about him last night. And then I woke up this morning, and then I find out that this documentary's out. It's just weird. Time stops
Yeah.
for no one. Sorry about the rant.
No, it's fine. But have you seen Madonna?
Oh,
I have not seen her today.
you didn't know. Oh, no,
Well,
sorry.
you know what I mean.
I
In
have.
Yeah.
concert.
I have. I, you know what I watched not too long ago, actually, that still holds up so, so good is A League of Their Own.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Oh
Oh
yeah.
very
my
much
God.
so.
I cannot. And this used to be my playground, was
Hmm.
probably, I think I wore the cassette tape out so hard that all the tape itself came out, and I've never cried so hard as a child. I remember crying so hard and I couldn't get it fixed. And you remember when you would stick a pencil into a
Yeah.
cassette tape
Uh-huh.
and you could reel it back
Yep.
in?
Yeah,
I couldn't fix the cassette single.
Gosh.
And it was the most heartbreaking thing.
Well, if the tape was wrinkled, even if you fixed it, it would still like
it's
get
you
caught.
sound warped.
I used to
Yeah.
turn my
Yeah.
sister's Barbies into Madonna. Like, I would
Oh,
cut the hair and like try to style them, and
Why the
she
hell
would,
not?
oh, she'd whip my ass because I would like butcher them.
I
Like, I
was,
would
yeah.
like,
yeah, I was telling Stanley this morning. I always wanted that jacket from what's the movie? Who's that girl?
who's that girl?
Who's no Desperate
Oh no,
Scenes?
yeah, the
Yeah,
pyramid
This
the
jacket.
things.
pyramid
Yeah,
jacket. Oh man, I
yeah,
always wanted that jacket. I don't know what I'd do with it, but it was so cool.
I
yeah. I do love that jacket. The jacket that I coveted that I finally got this year. Was it this year? Yeah. Um, there's a bomber jacket that they produced during the Blonde Ambition tour that she wore, and it was in Truth or Dare and all that. Like I wanted it when I was a wee kid, and I finally bought it, albeit for $250, but I still bought it.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So yeah, but yeah, the Display Seeking Susan jacket would be cool too.
Yeah, absolutely.
when you're devoted, you're devoted.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like I feel like my collection has I've curbed it a bit. Like, um, I have a lot of Madonna tattoos, so I feel like it's more about like I guess my feelings towards her and my experiences and like rather than stuff.
Yeah.
I think
So
that that makes sense. Yeah. This is
just
probably a very open-ended question, and I feel like you've probably answered it in the past, but do you have a favorite Madonna song, or is it like you have to
yes,
narrow it down to top three? Okay, what is it?
until death do us part. It's on like a prayer.
Oh my
It's all
gosh.
about her uh, abusive relationship with Sean Penn.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very like kind of Beatles like. It's very melodic and but the lyrics are very gut wrenching, and it's about this abusive relationship. She never said it was about that, but it's kind of like duh. It's obviously it was about that considering the time.
Yeah.
It's really really good. It's this very powerful song, and so that just resonated with me. I don't know. I mean, I like the hits and all, and it's fun. I mean, some of them like it's fun, but like I'm not really wild about like a virgin.
Oh, sure.
No, that's
Yeah. I mean, everybody
sacrilegious.
loves all the popular
Yeah.
ones. You know, those
Yeah,
popular ones are really are I mean, they're iconic.
yeah. Well, and that's what was interesting about the last tour because I felt like it was very much like for the like pedestrian casual fan because it was very greatest hits tour, and that's something that she doesn't really normally do. So it's like it was very good, but like there were definitely certain shows that I responded to more because it was other than the radio stuff. But that's like anybody that I like, anybody that I see, I don't want to just hear the singles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather
Yeah.
hear because I'm a whole album listener. Like, I
Yeah,
usually will listen to song one through the entire thing,
yeah,
and that's just like how I've usually always been. Because I feel like an album tells a
Yeah,
story,
it's
you
true.
know.
yeah. Well,
And
I mean,
Best songs are
usually,
hiding behind the radio.
yeah, for the most part,
yeah,
like I feel like the best songs are usually like track 5 and 7
Yeah,
and 10.
absolutely. And there's always a 13.
Yeah, but I think I
yes,
think I think Secret is my favorite Madonna
Oh,
song.
that's a good
that's a good
song.
one.
I think that one, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know. I think it's just because like the way I love the guitar at the beginning. Yes. And I have bedtime stories on vinyl.
That's a good
I
song.
think that's the
Yeah, I
only
think.
Madonna one I have on vinyl.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was just thinking. I was like, do I have the colored one? I don't remember if mine. I think it's pink and blue colored
Mine
vinyl.
is mine is colored.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
I
it's so good. It sounds
I have
great.
so much. I have far too much of her stuff on. Well, I mean, just in vinyl in general. I have a lot of other stuff too.
Wow.
Um, that's the thing, though. I love music. I think music is why I'm alive. Music is definitely it helps fuel you. Somebody recently asked me, like, when do I feel happy? And at first, I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm ever happy. And then I'm like, that's a lie. I'm happy when I'm listening to music, and it's healing, and it's. I think it's helpful in many situations. So you know,
Yeah. No, we're big on music.
and then going to a show is like going to church.
Yeah.
What was the last show we went to?
That we saw? I don't know.
Was it the Christmas show? That
Yeah.
can't have been the. Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, we saw this big collection of artists during Christmas. We saw like Dawes the band. We saw Mandy Moore was there. I'm obsessed with Mandy Moore. Like I have this really unhealthy obsession with Mandy Moore. Nobody gets it. It's totally fine, but everybody has someone,
Yeah.
right?
She's
Like
definitely underrated.
that
No,
one is mine.
I do definitely like her a lot, and
Oh,
I probably uh, have worn out the song Gardenia because that's my favorite.
oh, it is so good. I love Wild Hope.
Yes,
Wild Hope is my favorite album of hers.
yeah,
And oh, gardenia is beautiful. I have
hmm
this video of I was in the front row of this little tiny venue that she was singing at over here off of Beverly Boulevard, and
hmm
I am recording her singing gardenia, but I'm singing along with her, and I'm literally singing louder than she is, and
Oh
nobody
my
else
god,
knows the words, and I feel
Yeah.
so good about it. But afterward I was like, God, people are probably so annoyed of me
I
because
know.
I'm
That's
just
okay.
like, I was probably drunk and I
If
was
you're
just
not
like
annoying people, then you're
singing
not living.
so loud. But
I mean,
I
and it,
follow Mandy Moore everywhere. It's so bad.
yeah, I mean, it's good in the moment. There are times when I watch concert videos and I'm like, I can't hear the person sing,
Yeah,
but I
Yeah.
like
probably feel that that's like whoever is standing next to me is saying about me.
yeah, like thankfully I can attest to this and not feel bad about saying it. I have a decent voice. So
Yeah.
whoever
Okay,
is sitting next to me should feel grateful that I'm not a
Enjoy the
screeching
concert.
banshee and that
yeah,
they paid good money for a double concert.
exactly.
Something like that.
Yeah, something of that nature. Enjoy the concert.
Seriously. I love that.
So this is probably terrible to admit, but what's that movie that she was in that she died?
Oh, A Walk to Remember?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
now you have to.
you should probably see it. Well, big
I mean,
spoiler,
I
she
know how it
dies.
ends.
Yeah.
She definitely dies.
Yeah,
It's a fun little time.
Yeah,
It's
watch it
cute.
in a
yeah,
rainy day when you're actually sick, like actually stuck in the house.
It's
right.
cute. I think that she's always been a good actress.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
that's
think that
cute. It's
she's
a good
always
movie.
been decent and that like out of that crowd, and I think that anybody would agree. I don't think it's just me. But out of that crowd of like that little bubblegum pop area, I think that, or era rather, I think that she was probably the one that thrived in the acting department specifically. But
yeah.
I mean, as a songwriter though, she is certainly really good. But
hmm
A Walk to Remember is also good.
Yeah,
I think it's very it's 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 adorable. It's an
yeah.
adorable
It's one of
little
those.
love
It's like The
story.
Notebook. It's like
It's
one
the
of
same
those.
author, yeah, and
Oh no way!
it's
Really?
nothing like the book either. The book
No.
is really sad and
Yeah.
it's a little bit it ends a little bit differently and but the movie's good. You should watch it.
I'll
just for
watch that.
adventure.
I mean, The Notebook was math for me. It was fine.
Yeah, same.
I
Same.
remember
I didn't like
liking
it.
it when I saw it, but I remember liking it for Jenna Rollins.
Yeah, I don't like it
Yeah,
because it's so liked.
Yeah, and see, like, and I'm still like that now. Like, I jump on the bandwagon either much later or
Yeah.
I'm on it immediately. Like we were just
yeah,
talking about this with Saltburn. Like we saw Saltburn the night that it came out and we were like, yay, Saltburn, this movie's badass, everybody has to see it. And then like a week later,
It
nobody
erupted.
would shut the fuck up about Saltburn. And now like
right.
we can't even talk about Saltburn and here we are talking about it.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, have to
Yeah,
mention that movie again.
Yeah, but it's like but then there was Game of Thrones, which I didn't jump
yeah.
on until season 4.
Yeah.
But then when I was on it, I binged it like a crazy
I'll put
person.
it this way: he just finished Harry Potter last night, or like the
Oh,
night before.
for the
It took
first
him
Uh,
that
time.
that long. Yeah.
mm.
Have you ever
Yeah, I was
seen
like
it?
that with Grey's Anatomy. I didn't discover it till like season 7. I'm like, there's this great new show,
Oh
and it's on season
wow.
7.
Oh, and now I mean, are you still watching it?
I'm hate watching it.
And it's like,
So
yeah,
I'm
right.
on
I was
your
gonna say,
team.
did you jump to season 1 when you found out?
Um, I think just started from the beginning.
Oh
Like
wow.
I don't. I'm a purist. I don't like to watch out of order.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I think with Grey's Anatomy, it would be wise to go back to the beginning because it's like Days of Our Lives. You have I
Yeah,
mean, it's never going to end, and
right.
B, there are so many characters that are that are introduced at the beginning that are central
Right,
characters,
right.
that you kind of have to start at the beginning.
Wait, it's still
Hmm.
on?
Grey's Anatomy
Yeah.
will
Yes,
be on until
they're on
you and
like
I are
season
Are you
dead.
20 or
serious?
whatever.
What?
Yeah,
It's like now
yeah.
that's what I call music.
Season 40?
Yeah,
No,
it's
20.
yeah,
Oh, I was
it's
like,
like
I mean,
season
might as
20.
well be.
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I don't even think
Who's
Gray
watching?
is on the show anymore.
Who?
Wow.
Gray,
Well,
I don't think.
yeah, Meredith, yeah, it's sort of. I mean, I think she came back. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. See, I stopped watching in season 17,
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and I was like, because I just can't. Like, I
yeah.
cannot do it anymore.
I just can't
Like,
stop. I've come this far, so it's
well,
funny though because my brother started watching it after a while, and I said, don't ever get attached to any of these characters because Shonda gonna kill them all.
Shonda gonna kill all of
Oh,
them.
what?
Uh
Just when
huh.
you think you like someone, she gonna give them pancreatic cancer.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
nobody's gonna know how to save them. And just when you think that they're gonna
Yeah.
be saved,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna get brain tumors.
Why would people
Yeah.
commit to this type of torture for 20 seasons?
You know
Yeah. I
what?
don't know.
Please, you guys.
I
It's
just
wild.
Does this make life easier?
no, no, not
Yeah.
really. And every episode ends with the saddest song.
I know. I love the music though, and I love that all the episode titles or song titles.
I
Oh,
like
no
that
way.
too. And you know what used to do that? Degrassi.
That's amazing.
Degrassi used to
I
do that.
tried to watch the I guess the next generation. One of my friends recommended it. I just couldn't. I was like, I got only so far, and I was like, I can't.
So
Stanley's the youngest out of us three right
so
now.
Degrassi was my jam because I was in middle school when Degrassi came out.
Wait, the
And well,
original
no,
or
I digress. The Next Generation. So it came
yeah?
out in 2001. So I was a freshman. So I was the age
Okay,
that those kids wore when it was happening. So I
right.
was that fucker that would come home immediately after school and flip on
Like, hide the remote before he leaves
Noggin.
to school.
Yeah, because I needed to see if Manny was getting sent home for wearing a thong, and
Hmm.
I needed to see if Rick was shooting up the school. Like it got fucking dirty, man. Degrassi was like Beverly Hills 90210 for Canada, and they were like getting weird. They shot Drake. They shot
Yeah,
Drake in the back, and he ended up in
Wow.
a
yeah,
wheelchair. And that was
yeah.
only season 4, and that they ended up with 9 seasons, I think, or 12 seasons before they got a new cast.
Now Drake's walking around with that elephantitis.
Oh my god,
Oh.
yeah. No, big old dick. I served Drake once, and he was the nicest guy in the world,
Oh.
but he had a hairy back,
Oh, we love that.
It happens.
it
We
was
love
just
that.
surprising. It surprised me.
Oh well.
It just came up to give him a drink, and it just was just all
Here's
just
your drink,
there.
sir.
Yeah, and then he turned
Yeah.
around, and I was like, "Oh hi, it's you."
Did
Oh, we love that.
Did you need a drink for your rug as well?
Yeah. And he ordered the girliest drink. It was like an Aperol spritz.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was like, here you go,
Some
ma'am.
some men don't some men don't think that those are girly drinks. They just think they're classy drinks. You know,
Well, and he,
Yeah,
no,
like men are
no.
funny.
I'm like, well, Auntie, no, it's fine.
I know. Men are funny. It's funny because it's like I feel like I can't do those anymore. Like
There's
I
like us gays drinking beers and kegs and shit, and the guys are all, "Can I get an Aperol spritz?"
Oh yeah, like I drink Tecate and a shot
That's
of
my guy.
Jameson. Yeah, like I know they have specials where it's like Tecate and tequila, and I'm like, no, I'm like me and tequila aren't really good friends.
Oh man, do you
Like,
put lime in your tecate?
um, they usually do. I mean, I drink it that way, but I mean it's fine either or. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I usually have that and then a shot of Jameson, and then towards I narrow it down and I ask for like a baby Jamie because I'm like I just can't do too much.
Yeah, well, you ain't fucking around with your intro.
Um, see, when I was drinking, it was always I would order a shot of vodka
Mm.
and then a
Mm.
vodka diet and then
Oh my God.
another
So a
vodka
lot of
diet.
vodka. No
Oh,
wonder why
yeah.
Yeah.
you quit drinking.
I know. I was a bit. I was
Jesus.
probably
You
headed
finished the
into
vodka.
cirrhosis. Yeah, I was approaching it,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
I'd buy a bag of cocaine.
I was the Rose Kennedy
Oh,
guy. I always drank my Rose Kennedys, only always vodka.
Is Rose Kennedy sound familiar to you? Is that something that you know what that is, Nick?
I'm like, do you mean the matriarch or the
Or
is it a
like
drink?
it's a
It's a
drink
drink,
because
yeah.
he says Rose Kennedy like anybody should know, but I had no idea what it was when you
Hmm.
ordered
I
it.
don't.
Okay, so what
A
is it?
Rose Kennedy is just simple vodka, soda, and a splash of cranberry.
Okay, so it's an alcoholic drink.
It's just
Oh,
it's just a splash of cranberry enough to like turn the drink rosy, like type, but it's called a Rose Kennedy.
oh,
Did you make
okay.
this up or was
No,
it
it's a real
something? Oh,
drink.
it
You
is a
can
real
go to a
drink.
bar and ask
Okay.
for Rose Kennedy.
Oh, I thought it was always something you made up.
No.
Oh,
Now, if you want like a what's it called, the actual like vodka drink with the cranberry, what's it, Cape Cod?
yeah,
Those are
sure.
Yeah,
Cape
Cape
Cods.
Oh,
Cod.
okay.
Yeah, you fill it with cranberry, but a splash is just the Rose
A
Kennedy.
splash. I'll take
Do
a
you know what
splash.
Pinkies
a
up?
Lindsay? Do you know what a Lindsay Lohan is?
Oh my God.
No, but I want it.
An 8 ball?
I know, right? An
No,
8 ball with three shots of vodka.
it's a redheaded slut with a splash of
Oh,
Coke.
oh
That
my
is
god!
awesome.
I wish I would have known back then, a year
I
ago.
know.
Oh my God. That's
That would have been my
hilarious.
my last goodbye, my last hurrah.
A redheaded slut with a splash of Coke.
I can't do redheaded sluts. Those things would fuck me up
No,
so
I
hard.
think the worst shot I ever had to take. So, me and
Anything
my
with
friend
Jaeger.
Jason, huh?
Anything with Jaeger.
Oh yeah, it had Jaeger in it. But me and my friend Jason used to go to this bar called Amsterdam, and they had show tunes night on Tuesdays. And our friend John, who is an African American man, just have to preface this. He used to order the shot, and I can't say the name of the shot, but I will. It was a GTN. It was a gold tooth.
We got
Yeah.
you.
Mm.
But yeah, he would order that for us. And sadly, John died, but we still do it every now and again, like to honor him. But it was Goldschlager and Jaeger together.
Oh
Oh my
my
gosh,
God.
are you kidding me? Those are like the
Mm.
worst. That like those.
Yeah,
Those are the initiator drinks. If you can
I
drink those
know.
as your teenage years and you get
Yeah,
past those, you're in.
I
But
know.
if you
But it's
don't, those
it's
motherfuckers could traumatize the fuck out of you for life.
but it's terrible now because it's like we do it to honor our dead friend, and I'm like, this is what
Yeah.
he drank.
Where
Ugh.
your dead
God.
friend is looking down at you like,
Like
please put
you.
that down.
I know, I know. I miss him. He used to. They used to play Color
Gosh.
Purple. They used to play God's Trying to Tell You Something, and he'd sing with me, and because Color
Oh,
Purple's like my favorite movie ever.
Oh, I love that.
beautiful.
Yeah. So
The color
he's
purple. You
he's
guys.
watching down from heaven with his GTN and singing Color Purple at me.
We love that. Gory
That
Gay approved.
it's a vile drink. But it's not as bad as Have you ever had Malort?
Never heard of it, I think.
Oh, it's a Chicago thing. Malort
Right.
it tastes like maybe used tires and like ass or something.
Holy
It's gross.
shit.
It sounds
It
Wow.
like a bar
Sounds like
rag.
like it makes you say holy shit, my lord, like once you're done with it.
Yeah, no, people, I don't know. I mean, I don't think they say hipsters anymore, but like, people drink it because they think it's cool, because it's like, it's ironic, like it's so gross. They're like, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
awful.
I haven't heard the
It's,
word hipster in a long time.
I know, that's because I'm old.
Jeez.
I
And we're
still
like
hear it
we're
every
down the
now and then.
street from Los Feliz,
Yeah, we live in
the
a
birthplace of
very
hipsters.
hipster neighborhood. Like we're in a
Yeah,
place called Franklin Village, which
yeah.
sounds pretty hipster. And then right up the
I'm,
street is Los Feliz.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm familiar with the area.
Yeah.
My best friend lives in Covina.
Oh,
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we on 2020, it was the most perfect birthday ever. In February, I went there and we had like the crazy adventure. And I've been there a few times since, but that was like right before the pandemic. And but where do we stay? Boyle, is it Boyle Heights?
Boyle
Yeah,
Heights.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good area.
yeah, yeah. It's
That's
weird
where
to see
Peter
how
lives then.
everything's changed so much, though.
Yeah. Everything has changed in a
Everything is
small
still
amount of
changing.
time and still
Yeah,
changing fast.
I know. It's like there were places that I was like, I was told we're not supposed to be here, but it looks pretty safe now, so that's weird.
Yeah, Alex has been here all of his
A
life,
lot of
but
gentrification that happened. So
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of
Oh yeah.
neighborhoods got flipped and now they're like pretty safe.
I know. I hate it because it's like the neighborhood I live in is sometimes sketchy, but like now I see like white women jogging with a stroller. I'm like, ah, fuck, there go the property taxes.
Yeah, really. Like we're being pushed out.
When white
yeah,
people are fucking, bold enough to like be out at night, like that's when it's changed.
Yeah, really.
yeah, we're the white people.
Like
Well,
even
I'm the
even
white people.
the even the coyotes are running from them now. Like, oh
Uh-huh.
shit, white
I'm
man.
sure.
We have a lot of coyotes in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
We occasionally get some. I don't know why. I mean, because we're like, it's fucking Georgia, so I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a lot of trash
They
in
got
our
gentrified
neighborhood.
out as well.
Yeah. We have a lot of
um,
trash too. Oh wait, never mind.
they can smell it.
The trash is me.
Oh,
No,
I don't know. I mean,
no.
it's fine. I'm trashy. I don't care. I still want to get a tattoo. Me and one of my friends love John Waters, and we talked about getting a
Oh
pink
my
flamingo
god.
and either having it say like trash or like filthy underneath.
how
I
funny.
we I okay, so we have a copy of Pink Flamingos, and
Hmm.
it's a movie that I've only seen all the way through once, and then I lost it, and then I had to reorder it. So it's just been sitting in my movie collection, and we put it on once. I think it was like 3 months ago, and I think we got through maybe the first like 20 minutes, and
Mm-hmm.
then turned it off for one reason or another.
I gotta leave walk the
Yeah.
dogs.
And I need to like actually sit through it. It's a commitment, but like
Yeah.
those movies are so like they're intense, man. Like John
John
Waters is a
Waters alone.
trip.
Yeah. My favorite thing
But I
to
love
do,
it.
I love watching it with people who've never seen it because I watch them and not the movie. And I'm
Oh,
like,
I
I just
love
wait
doing
for the
that.
certain parts and I'm like,
Oh, the
wait for the
reaction
reaction.
value is
Hmm.
so entertaining. But
Yeah.
this was one like that we were watching it, and I remember being like, "Oh God, I don't remember this." So like I like couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck." But there's a few that I haven't seen. I need to see Multiple Maniacs. That
That's
one's on my list.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've seen most of them.
Yeah. I own Serial Mom. I have
I do love that
Crybaby.
movie.
Serial
Yeah.
Mom's so much fun.
Yeah. I definitely like my introduction to John Waters was Hairspray and not the bullshit musical, but I mean, I'm sure it's
Yeah.
lovely. It's just not my speed. I'm not really
Yeah.
musical gay. I guess I'm a bad gay. A lot of them, I'm not a gay.
I like I'm very selective with my musicals.
Same, same.
Yeah, it has to be it has to be just for me, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do not like it.
We
Like,
just saw Miss Doubtfire like what, a week ago?
yeah, and that was fun.
It was pretty
Like,
it's so
dope.
weird. That's
It
so
was
weird
such
that
a good
everything is
show.
just turned into a musical.
Oh, I mean, and we go to these shows just because the Pantasia Theater is right up the street, and we just
Yeah,
take advantage of like whatever is within
The
our
city.
location and what's like
right.
within our walking distance. So if there's a Broadway show like fucking 15 minutes away from us, like we're gonna go, you
Yeah.
know. And but like as far as like musical theater, like I love Rent, and I love, you know,
Yeah,
like that's my musical theater. I love like Phantom of the
right.
Opera. Like I like
hmm
big theatrical. Like I don't really love Cats. Like I don't
I've
like
never seen Cats. I'm
I
familiar with the music, sort of, but I don't really
I
care.
know that one song and I don't like love anything else
Memory.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And I mean it's just like like whatever. Disney
Yeah.
movies. Like I like Disney movies. Alex is a
That's as
big
musical
Disney
as it
guy.
gets. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I love like Hedwig and
I saw
I
that.
don't know, Repo, the Genetic Opera, which I know a lot of people haven't seen, but it's
Oh,
worth seeing.
the Darren Lynn Bousman movie.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like shit like that. I'm not wild about Rocky. It's fine. I
Oh
understand the
yeah.
significance, but I've just never been like, oh my god, I need to go see Rocky. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. I was just introduced to it at a very young age, so I have like a huge soft spot for it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it when I was in high school, and it just never really resonated with me. I don't know why, but uh, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's good, and I understand definitely its place in culture, and especially queer culture.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, I understand that as well. But I could it's an acquired taste though. It's definitely an
Yeah, it
acquired
really
taste.
is.
well, and I think that's the same thing. Like we were talking about, like stuff that everybody fucking likes. And the more I hear about it, the less I'm inclined to like go there. And I'm like, don't tell me what I need to like, please.
Yeah, I think that's a huge human characteristic, you
Yeah,
know,
like
to
everybody keeps
rebel.
talking. People keep talking about this new fucking brat Charlie XCX stuff, and
Uh-huh.
I don't care.
Oh,
I
the one
hate
I
to say
hear the
it.
most is Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, I'm tired of that song. I'm so tired of it.
And I'm like,
Yes,
I don't even,
espresso,
yeah.
fine, cool.
And see, I
Um,
didn't even know that she was a singer until
She has
recently.
a great name, but it's like, haven't I heard
yeah,
this name before? Like forever, my entire life. Like Carpenter is like, it's such a known
yeah,
name for music, you know?
right.
I was
And
like, I
just, I
heard
mean, it
this
was a
name
cute
before.
song at first, but it's like anything else with the gays, they just overplay the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I just don't know anything about new music.
I'm gonna
I
get
didn't
kicked out of the club.
Yeah, I didn't realize that like I am really behind. And I again like I'm also selective with music. Like if it's
Yeah.
not Kelly Clarkson, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If it's not like a new
I love when music surprises me. Like if I play a music on Alexa, like I'm like, Alexa, play a playlist of music, and she kind of like finds like music that they don't play nowhere else, but it's a known artist. I'm like, why don't they play this fucking song instead of that,
Yeah,
rotted ass song that everybody keeps on playing over and over and over again? Like this is a fucking good song. So I
right.
love finding like little treasure songs that are just hiding in the back.
hmm
I listen
I'm
to the
always
same thing over and over.
I'm always surprised when it's somebody that I normally hate and I like it. Like I actually really
Yeah.
like Ariana Grande's new album. I hate to admit it, but
Oh, I like it
um,
too.
yeah, but I don't normally like her, so I'm just like, this is weird.
Same. I still have to jump on the Ariana like wagon. I can't get on it, but yeah, she's evolving pretty well, so I'm pretty sure she's getting close to my taste.
I'm just really ready for Wicked, so I'm
Absolutely.
trying to teach myself how to like her, and I like a few of her songs.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I'm not even familiar with Wicked. I'm like, I'm that much of a bad gay. I'm like,
well, see, I've
I
never
know
seen
the
the
two
show.
songs.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
never
I'm the
seen the
same way.
show.
I've never seen the show. I only know a few songs, but I love The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Alex
I've
has,
seen the show 3 times,
yeah,
like the
mm,
musical of Wicked. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. And but like we just, I'm a big Oz guy. I love The Wizard
And
of
we're like,
Oz.
but we're not musical gays, I swear, but I've seen it 3 times. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there.
I
Yeah.
don't think the only musical I've seen more than once is. Oh wait, no, I've seen Phantom of the Opera 3 times, and I've seen Rent 3 times.
Oh, the Phantom of the Opera is scary with that chandelier, like
Oh, it's
really coming down at the
wonderful.
audience.
Oh, it's the best part. Oh, I love
Like
it.
that.
I don't
We
think
don't
I've
like musical
seen
theater.
any.
No.
I don't think I've
Nice.
seen any musical more than once, like live. I mean, I've obviously watched like certain movies like multiple times. I mean, obviously I've seen Evita like thousands of times, but
Well, I think
that's
it'd
a
probably
different
be
story.
you as a performer. It would probably be exhausting to just keep watching it over and over when you have to do it yourself as a performance throughout the day yourself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Um.
think. I saw
It was.
Scream 2 7 times in theaters.
Oh my God.
I know, what an asshole.
What was weird for me is years ago, like in 2010, I was in Hedwig and I played Hedwig,
Oh
and
my
so
god.
like it was such an emotional thing, and it was just a lot. And I feel like I had like a nervous breakdown once it was done. That like it took a long time for me to be able to like even listen to it or watch it. And then semi recently, we went and saw a production of it, and it was good. But the problem is too, it's like when you're so attached to certain things, you just want to like do it yourself.
It's, it's funny you say that, and this is not to that degree at all, but I was in a production of like a fucking the Curious Savage when I was a senior in high school, right? So that was like the extent of my acting was fucking high school theater. And we
Right.
went when I lived in Alaska, like this was probably like 10 years later, 15 years later. Me and a girl that I was living with at the time, she also was involved in that production in high school. There was a high school doing the same production, and
Hmm.
we decided to go. And we were like, this will be fun. And the whole time, I was just judging the fucking
Oh
poor
yeah,
kid that was
yeah,
doing the same role that I did. And I was like, what is he
yeah.
doing? What is it? What is this idiot doing? This fucking dumb kid. Like,
I
what? Like, he
know.
thinks he's an actor.
Go up there.
Like
Yeah,
exactly. I'm gonna go teach this kid. Like I was so
I
resentful of
know.
this child just trying his best,
Yeah,
and like, because I was so attached to this role that I did fucking
yeah.
20 years ago.
No, I totally get it. Like when I
Oh,
was
let it
like that
go.
when we were watching Hedwig, I was totally like that, and certain things bugged me. Like they didn't do the car wash part. I'm like, that's like you do that. I don't know.
Essential.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But doing Hedwig was weird because I knew I could sing, and I was like, cool, musical, great. But I didn't think about that I'd have to actually act. And I was like, fuck. And not only act, but then do a fucking German accent. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, what have I done? But I don't remember it. It was like an out of body experience.
I remember when I saw Hedwig here at the Pantages. I think this was in like 2014 or maybe it was
Hmm.
2015, and Darren Chris played
Yeah,
Hedwig, and his German accent was terrible.
yeah.
Oh, it was
It's hard.
awful.
It's and I never even thought about it because when I got it and I looked at the script, I was like, I'm fucking in 95% of this thing. And oh
Yeah.
God.
But
And
see,
so
I
like,
don't think people are actually paying attention to that. I think they're paying attention to everything else. You know what
oh
I
yeah,
mean? Yeah.
yeah. It was a lot. And then it's like I quit smoking when I got that role and I lost a lot of weight out of fear.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Well, because at the end they're like, oh, you're gonna be in just this like pair of like little like, black booty shorts. And I was like, oh fuck. Okay.
Yeah, that's a really revealing role.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a
I mean, it
tough
was good. It was
role.
just very emotional and it was a lot. And I felt like I put so much into it. And then when it was done, I was like, well, what now?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Where do we
it's
go
weird.
from
That's
here?
why I don't know. It must be hard to be an actor or, in musicals or whatever when you're emotionally invested in something for months and then you just have to switch and do something else.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, because I've been in an acting class for like 6 years now because like I've been,
Hmm.
wondering if it's something that like I want to do. I tell myself I'm an actor, like then some days I'm not, and
Yeah,
it's a roller coaster. But
right.
there are people who who I know who are actually working and experience this and say that they are like that and know people who are like that and are like witness to people who are able to just turn it off and turn it on and turn it off, and
Yeah,
that's something that I think is really hard myself. There are times like just like as an everyday person, I feel like I can turn on and off some emotion, like and it's not hard, you know what I mean? But
right.
like as an actor, like it's a little bit more complicated sometimes. It's really interesting. It's an interesting
Yeah.
concept.
Well, I think it's probably easier too when you're playing a character because you know that's not you, and you're
Yeah.
able to hopefully you're able to separate and differentiate. Because I know there are some people who are method actors, and that I don't know. Like, I mean, I think it works for some people, but um, I think that must be difficult if you have to like do it for real,
Yeah.
Yeah.
depending on the role.
Yeah, the convincing role is it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
because I
were
know
talking
like
about that.
I think Jim Carrey did that for Man on the Moon, and I think a lot of people were just kind of over it.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that on our Hereditary episode. The kid who plays the son, Alex
Hmm.
Wolf, I think is his name.
Yeah,
He did it a lot too. He was really reclusive with
Yeah.
everybody. He didn't talk to anybody like behind like
yeah,
when the camera stopped rolling, and it like kind of irritated some of the other cast members. Like
yeah.
because like Tony Collette was like she's an actor who can just turn it on and turn it off, and she wanted to
Hmm.
like speak to him, and he like wanted nothing to do with her, and she was like, oh, okay, what the fuck ever.
Yeah,
And it's like I feel like I don't know. I don't think that I could do that. I feel like that I would want to be the kind of actor who could turn it on and turn it off because you
right.
want to be able to experience everything. You want to
Yeah.
be able to bond with people at the same time and
Yeah.
be able like I think that's the point. I don't know. It's all
Well,
so
and it's
complicated.
just too much too, and it's like you're taking on this other personality, and it's like conflicting, and I don't know.
Yeah, it really is because now you're trying to play a role, and it's like you're trying to tap into your own trauma to like bring this out, but it's like the
Yeah,
character's telling you that's not it.
yeah. And I did that sort of with Hedwig because I remember like I forget which song it was, but like I was just really thinking about oh, it's Hedwig's Lament, and I was thinking about my ex and I the parallels because it's like I moved to the South for him, and then we wound up breaking up, and he left, and I was like very similar. I mean, I wasn't dropped in like a trailer park, thank God, but I did channel a lot of that to get those emotions out. And so I think that's another reason why it was just like it was hard once it was done because it was just like this fucked up therapy session.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
But
a weird sense of closure.
yeah, yeah,
yeah. First, you have to reface like rehash everything, and then sort it out, and then let it
yeah.
go.
Let it
And the hardest
go.
part too was that once when you're in stuff, your first musical production, whatever, you should not be the lead. Like
Oh my god.
I had never done anything before that, and I was just like, this isn't how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to be like in the chorus or like a bit part, and this is a lot at once.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's
But
a
I went
lot
in
of
there and
pressure.
I told them, I said, well, if I don't get the part, somebody's going to get cut. I was like, I have a Hedwig tattoo. I'm familiar. This, Madonna had a Vita. I have Hedwig. So you need to give me this part.
That's really interesting though how all of that kind of coincides. That's like very universal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love universal pulls.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Cosmic at its best.
Yes. And
Ooh.
how.
Oh, how
Now
fun.
I do definitely want to do more stuff, but I want a supporting role. I want a little baby. Like, give me a couple
Yeah.
lines.
I have always said that too. Like if I do continue to do any sort of like acting and if I were to like book anything or be in like any sort of project, I think
Yeah.
that the supporting thing would be more fun. We were just watching Love Lies Bleeding, and have you seen Love Lies Bleeding?
Not yet, but I'm
Oh,
very
it's
aware of it.
it's so good.
Yeah,
It's so
better
much
better than you
fun.
expect.
And there's this
Okay.
character that is played by Anna Borishkanova, who is she's just so fascinating, and she is only in it for maybe like 12 minutes total, maybe like 13 minutes
Hmm.
total, but like she's the best fucking character in
Yeah,
the
she
movie.
honestly is the backbone of the entire movie that
And
holds
it's
like the entire thing together.
yeah, and it's like those are the kinds of like parts that like
Supporting roles are like the best
resonate.
fucking roles like ever. Some of them make you cry. Some of them fucking tap in there and
Yeah.
like hold a character down. Like
And there's a whole
Yeah,
They
acting
balance that shit
award
out.
category for it at the Oscars.
yeah. And it's funny
Yeah,
because
there is.
it's like I feel like getting older, I definitely want less spotlight. Um, I don't, I used to love it. I used to thrive on it. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh, you're doing this podcast. You should do YouTube or you should, video. And I'm like, I have no interest in that. I mean, it's fine. I don't need to like be in front of a camera. I don't need to be like me, me, me. It's like, and this whole project isn't necessarily about me. It's about, talking with other people, connecting, elevating people. If people have projects and things that they're doing, I want to whore them out. I feel like I've hoarded myself out for so long that I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. It's about a bigger thing than just me. So I just, I'm trying to have a bit part in my own life.
Yeah,
I think that's
good.
so wonderful.
You laid
I
those
think that is
footprints.
so cool. Yeah. And I think that it's just like, it's just easier at this point.
Yeah,
I think that just taking a step back is, it's just, that's what I feel like I've also been doing
yeah,
as like the years have gone by. When like 20 years ago, like I feel like I was in the same boat too. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I kind of I came here with like a different purpose, and like especially within the last 5 years, like it's like my goals have definitely shifted. And like I wanted to act, I wanted to like sing, I still want to do all these things, but like now it's really just wanting to podcast about movies.
You posted a
yeah,
while ago something that read, "The happiest people I know are slowing down."
yeah,
Yeah. And I think
yeah.
that's true. Like I really am just most happy and content when I'm like, we live really close to Griffith Observatory, and like we go on
Fucking love
like,
that place so much.
it's so
It's
wonderful.
beautiful.
Like we go on hikes like all the time. We
Yeah,
take our dogs up there every morning, and that's like the happiest that we are. Like
Yeah.
we
Like
yeah,
like
that's
yeah,
life. That's like if you're not accepting this, you're just a mad person. Like what's wrong with you? Like literally just slow down, like
yeah,
accept what your life is, and embrace it and fucking live your best.
Yeah, like life is not a competition.
It's
And
not.
it's like I was like under the impression for like a hot minute that it was.
Hmm.
And
yeah,
like I got a reality check not too long ago, like under weird circumstances, that like like none of this shit fucking matters. Like
Like
none of this really fucking matters.
even here in this fucking busy ass city that LA is, there's still bumper to bumper traffic. It still slows you down no matter what. Like you're in a hurry, you're in a rush, you're still gonna be slowed down no matter what. Like embrace it. Take it like a grain of salt.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
it's
like you can still do the things that you love, you can still act and sing and whatnot, but I think it's the important part is realizing why and not, you
Yeah.
can,
Like do it for something.
yeah,
and
there has
just
to be a
yourself.
meaning.
Yeah, do it.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. It has to be meaningful, even if it is for
yeah,
yourself, but do it with meaning. Like, do it because it makes you happy. Like, do it
right.
because this is how you want to live your life, and you're not going to let
Mhm.
nobody judge you or stop you from it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because for a long time, like I was personally, I was living in a really, and I'm sure a lot of people were living or and are living like this. In a way, it's for other people, and it's not very self gratifying, because I'm waking up every day trying to please everybody else, and I'm not really looking at it from that bigger picture of what can I do to just make myself happy. And
right.
now it's very much more so along those lines. Like I'm striving to create like a daily routine that that complies with my happiness. And
Yeah,
it's nice to be with someone who is like very accommodating, and also
I'm done with the bullshit. I just want to live life. I just want to
yeah,
yeah,
like just want to
yeah,
live life like the rest of my life, and no more bullshit, because you honestly build your own bullshit. You build your own obstacles. You build your own like lies and secrets, and that is not
mhm,
a good life either. Like you need to be honest. You need to cut the bullshit even if it's scary. Just say
yeah,
what you feel, be
yeah,
honest, and that's it. Like just accept, live life, and enjoy it. Like enjoy every single second, every single minute that is given, and do shit that makes you happy. Like just go out there and I go to dinner by myself. Like, and I'm not afraid of it. Like, a lot of people are, they're like, wow, you have, like, you're so ballsy for going out and doing that. That's amazing. I wish I could do something like that. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with treating yourself, going out to dinner. Like, nobody says you
Yeah,
have to have a couple to eat with, or somebody across from you. Like, dinner is dinner. You want to treat yourself, go ahead. You deserve it.
right.
Not that I do, my baby buys it, but
I was gonna say he comes to my
I go to
restaurant
his
and
restaurant. He
I
pays
buy
for
it
it.
for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
And
go to dinner by
technically, it's not
myself.
like alone, especially since he's there. So it's like, well,
Yeah,
no,
it's
I'm
it's
kidding.
cute. Like, it's working. But I do that before I even met Stanley. I would actually just go,
Yeah,
like, I would drive to Malibu and sit, fucking ocean view, and just sit there and have a meal. Like, it's okay.
yeah.
It's
I
okay.
I do stuff by myself. I don't really do like going out to eat by myself a lot, but I
Yeah.
mean, I I don't know, but I do love going to like museums and just I don't know
Yeah.
doing stuff. But I don't know. I
You're you're
think that
like you're like you're like me in a way. Is your solitude is your power.
yeah. Well, and it took a long time too because it's like I think there was a long time where I didn't care for being alone. And I'm still not wild about it. I mean, I'll do it, but like I realize like if I'm like house sitting for somebody or whatever, and I did it for 3 weeks recently, and it was just weird because it was like me and the dogs, and I was like, okay, like I miss my roommates and my life and my bed and all that, and it's like so I'm not. I don't like living alone. I
Yeah.
can, but it's just like I've gotten to the point. But it's not about like I'm not comfortable with myself. I like that knowing somebody's there.
Yeah.
Uh, but what was I going to say? That I had a point to the doing things you love and you know the whole like just anything really the whole the point. Um, it goes back to my girl, of course, because I think she said she was talking about being provocative and it can apply to anything though because she's like what's the point of being provocative just to provoke if you're not doing something for a reason, and if it's just empty then what's the point? So it's like if it's not feeding your soul, if it's not educating you, like this podcast, like I don't want to do it if it's just like it feels like a chore, or if it's I don't want to do preset questions and we're going to talk about this today, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like if there's no reasoning behind it, if there's no point, if it's not nurturing your soul and educating you and making you happy, then in the end, what are you doing it for?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
Absolutely.
kind of like where we've gotten with it as well. Because at the very beginning of this, it was like super structured, and it was like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it got to a point like maybe like 13 or 14 episodes in where it was like this is kind of annoying. Like I don't
yeah,
like love this. And then
yeah,
it took a minute. It took like a few minutes like for us to like
Yeah, we
enjoy
were we
doing
were
it.
letting we were letting the chore take over, and we're like, you know what? No,
yeah.
we said this was gonna be fun. We said
And
that we
like
were gonna do
Hmm.
this on our own, so stop with the
god
chore
damn
shit
it,
and
like we're
take
gonna
over.
this is
Yeah.
gonna be fun. And like
Oh
now like
yeah,
it's fun now.
Now we watch a movie and we're like, you want to set up?
yeah,
Let's talk about it.
Like
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
now.
And
And
it's
that's
just
great.
it's
I mean, I've been on podcasts where they're just like, all right, this is, and they go over everything with me before we record. And I'm like, this is weird. Okay. Like,
yeah.
we're
And
going to talk
see,
about this and we're going to do this. And I have this timeline. I'm like,
and that's why we don't want to have any guests, because like we just don't know what we would even like. We don't have a format necessarily, but we interrupt each other so much
Yeah.
to
yeah,
where we
yeah,
would just be so nervous and
right.
so embarrassed to interrupt somebody else. Like this whole time like we've been talking, I'm like, oh my god, I just interrupted him, oh my god, I
Yeah.
just like.
Feel me.
And I'm so an overly anxious person to where like I've been biting my nails the whole time too. And
Eh, I don't give a shit. Interrupt me, whatever.
you know what I mean? But that's all I could do though. The whole time if I had someone on our
yeah,
show, is
Yeah.
all I could think about is,
right.
we've had an interview set up with this guy that was in one of the Children of the Corn movies. Like
Hmm.
all it takes is for us to like confirm it. Like he's
Say
just
we're
like,
ready.
yeah, he just wants us to say go. And
Yeah,
I'm horrified to do it because I of this.
Like, I feel like I need to watch every single thing again. Like, I feel like I need to research him, be like, what
He's
does he
been
do? What
in
does he do now that we
he's
can
been
talk
in
yeah,
two
about now?
movies and he only wants to talk about the one movie. He's like, I'm down to talk about it. Just You don't even have to ask
Yeah.
me any questions else outside of this one movie. We can talk for 10 minutes. It's no big deal. I'm just
Right.
stoked.
I want to know his
Yeah.
hobbies. I want to know what he uses for his plants to
Yeah.
keep them green. You know, shit like that.
But
I
like
mean,
it's
especially with things like that, I don't want to just ask all the same shit or talk about the same shit that
Yeah.
they talk about
Can
all
you
the time. It's,
imagine? Yeah, asking the same question over and over.
yeah,
So, when you created this movie, what were you thinking about during the
right, right.
process of writing it? You know, like blah blah blah. Same question.
like, where'd you go to
Yeah,
school?
Yeah.
You know
right.
what I mean? Like, that's what I really love about your podcast is that, like, it just, like, starts off like we have always been friends. And,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
we just spoke last week. And
yeah,
it's like we just are like a cousin that we just picked up
And
a
this
yeah,
conversation
is
with.
great because next podcast it'll be easier for us to just be like, you know what? Let's fucking do
yeah.
it the Nick way. Let's
Yeah.
The
go the
Nick
Nick way. What are
way.
we doing? Trauma Donna this bitch.
TM.
Yeah. And that's like one thing I've been trying to like get out of my head with too, because like I'm an editor like when it comes to this kind of stuff. Because with my video blog, I edited those things like very
Yeah,
like delicately, and I do
right.
this with the podcast too. And so there's been a couple of these lately that I just have been publishing without editing very much, if at all, and like I lose
Hmm.
sleep over it. So it's so interesting because it's like, yo, I we pay for
Yeah.
this to like be uploaded. We pay for hosting
We're the
for
ones
like the
doing
Right,
it.
podcast. Like,
right.
why the fuck do I care what any of you like care about me saying
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like
I pay for my burger the way I want it and I eat it. Like, why
yeah.
should I care
yeah,
about how I pay for my podcast and
It's
put it
so
out?
funny the things that we like get all bent out of shape for.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like this
And
whole
like
thing.
Stanley earlier was fangirling out about your latest interview.
Oh my god, I cannot wait for
Oh,
your interview with Darren Stein.
Like he was just
oh,
like, "Can you
yeah.
believe that shit?" I was like, "What?"
That was the only one that I was actually kind of nervous about, and I did sort of stick to a format because I was like, okay, well, I did a little bit of research,
Oh,
and
well
I
then.
wanted to, yeah,
Yeah.
ask specific questions, and I just like was like, oh my god, like the fucking director of Jawbreaker want to do my
Hello,
podcast. That's
yeah.
wild.
That's really awesome.
Also, and
Yeah,
yeah, on our side, like we get nervous when we get invited. Like I don't know how you felt this because you to us you seem like, oh, this guy's a fucking pro. Like he knows what he's doing. We're a guest on his podcast, so it makes me
Yeah.
always feel like I'm so nervous. Like, what is he going to talk about? What is he going to ask? Like I have no idea. And then
stuff.
I don't know if you felt the same way. Like who are like I don't know what I'm going to talk to these guys about. Like
Yeah,
how
like we were like like it's and it always trips us out when people invite us on. So when you invited
Yeah,
us, we were like, "Oh,
yeah.
okay." Like
I always feel like whoever invites us is more professional than our podcast.
yeah, yeah. So it's
It's nerve
no,
very
wracking in a way.
nerve-wracking. So you've made this very pleasant
Yes,
for us.
super pleasant.
good.
Is
Yeah,
what we're saying.
Yeah.
I had a friend that was on in one of the like first few episodes or whatever, and she was just like, she's like, you made me feel really comfortable. Your voice is soothing. And I was like, just all these things, and I'm like, it's nice to hear, but also like I hear this, and I'm like, really? Okay, like, sure. I don't know. But it's just been a really good experience, and um, I'll admit it, like I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I did listen to one of your episodes because I want to go in kind of blank canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like because I feel like if I know too much or I do too much research, then it's gonna like steer one direction more than the other. And but it does differ depending on who I'm interviewing because obviously with certain people, like with Darren, like I wanted to talk a lot about Jawbreaker and a lot of his other projects and things. And because I'm just like, well, I don't want to waste their time and I don't want to like veer too far off the beaten path because, usually somebody like that, they're promoting things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you'll probably touch on it, but I hope you talked about Seeds of Yesterday. You don't have to say if you did or not.
Talked about what now?
Seeds of Yesterday.
I did not. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my gosh. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Not a lot of people probably would. I think I'm probably the only person that knows about it. It's fine.
Uh, yeah, we talked about Jawbreaker. We talked about his documentary. We talked about his family, and we talked about growing up, and we're similar in age.
I love it.
Um, it was it was probably the shortest episode that I have because he didn't have a lot of time, and I respected that. So I think that I wanted to ask really important things and talk about certain things, so I think
Good
there
for
wasn't a
you.
lot of time for everything.
Good for you. That's so
Um,
cool.
there is another that I don't know if he's ever going to do it. He said he wants to, but we'll see. There's this guy Vincent Patterson who he's a choreographer. He worked with Michael Jackson,
Oh
fucking
wow.
Olivia
That's amazing.
Newton-John, and he's the one who choreographed Madonna's Blonde Ambition tour and like is responsible for like the the like a virgin masturbation from
Yeah.
Sure.
that whole thing, and then the a lot of iconic things. And he said he wanted to do it, and he's like, if you read my book, I'll do it. I'm like, okay. So, but we'll see. But I think he very much wants to stick to like a format, which is kind of hard for me. So I'm just like, well, I'll do my research for him.
Yeah.
Um, but and then then there are people that I try like people that I don't know if they would ever agree, but like a lot of famous people, I just like DM them. I'm like, please read it and please be on my show.
Yeah, we've tried that a couple of times with a few people, and they haven't even read
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it.
same. Like I keep messaging Martha Plimpton because I love her and she's my favorite Goonie.
Oh my
Um,
god, I love that. She's one of the only ones I haven't met. I used to work at this restaurant, and they
yeah,
so many of them came in. Like
yeah,
almost all of them came in except her.
yeah. And when I talked to Darren, he said that he was wanting to do a film and he wanted her to be in it, and she may be. And I'm like, please tell her to do my podcast. Thank you.
The
Plug, plug, plug.
end.
Tell her
That's
to read her
amazing.
messages.
Tell her to read her DMs, please.
Yeah, I know, because that would be cool. I try with some of it, or like Guillermo Diaz. I've tried to. I'm like, hey, and he hasn't
Just
read it.
oh my
So
gosh, I used to run into him all the time in West Hollywood. Just all the time. I'm a big nowhere guy. I love 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 nowhere.
yes, 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 yes.
And he oh god, what else was he in that I just loved
Party
when I was
Girl.
young? Was it Party Girl? It was probably Party Girl.
He was in
Um
Party Girl. He was in 200 Cigarettes. He was
that
in,
was the one.
yeah,
200 Cigarettes was the one I was thinking of.
I can love
This
that movie.
oh my god, I love it. Nowhere though. Alex had just watched it for
Hmm.
the first time
Mm-hmm.
last week.
It's
How
so
great.
good.
It's one of my favorites. One of my top
Yeah.
10 favorite movies of all
Did we
time.
just talk about it today for some reason in the morning? That's so
We
weird.
probably did.
Oh my
I
gosh,
don't
that's
know.
weird.
Oh, we did. We were
Uh,
we were over in that garden area, that Japanese garden.
oh yeah, yeah, because they filmed it. We visited the place where that movie was filmed earlier this morning. How weird that we're bringing it up again.
Yeah, the Japanese garden
Yeah.
where Mina Sabari lives.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
It's her
It's
apartment,
an actual Japanese
but it's
garden here in
actually a
LA.
Japanese garden. Yeah.
Good old Mina
It's
Savari. I used to call her Forehead Girl.
I mean, it's a map
It's
to the
prominent.
stars.
If you
It's
didn't,
prominent. Yeah.
It's a planet.
it was her and Christina Ricci.
Oh,
Yeah.
who? Oh yeah, she had a big forehead too. Oh my god.
Yeah. And I would also kill to have James Duvall on there because he's he's still so fucking gorgeous.
I met him at a convention in 2018, and he used to
Hmm.
follow me on Twitter on my own personal Twitter account. And
Hmm.
I he used to like retweet my tweets. But back at this
Yeah.
convention, I had made a button of his face from nowhere because I had this button maker that I had gotten for Christmas, and I gave it to
How
him.
Empire Records of you.
Oh, I know what an asshole, huh? And I love that movie. I have an autographed copy from Robin Tooney, by the way, and it says
Oh my
"Happy
God, I
Birthday,
love it.
Stanley." I'm obsessed with it. Uh,
Shock me, shock me, shock me with that
with
deviant
that deviant
behavior.
behavior. Yes, baby. And so at James Duvall he took this button from me and he thanked me and put it in his pocket. And to
Oh,
this day, every time I comment on one of his Instagram posts, he likes it. And I go through
oh,
it like with a fine tooth comb and make sure that he's not liking anybody else's post. And there's like
oh
people who
my
write
God.
like right above me, and he doesn't like that one. He doesn't
Yeah,
like the one below me, but he
God.
likes mine.
His social media is
yeah,
I
dangerous.
literally fucking die over it. I'm like, okay,
I know.
he liked mine.
Yeah,
We're
it
Yeah,
is
good.
like
weird
yours.
some of the people that like follow you or like your stuff. Like, oh God, why can't I think of his name right now? The dude from Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Keith Coogan.
Yes, he follows me.
He followed me for years on Twitter back in the day.
Yeah, he
Him and
follows
his
me on
wife both did.
Instagram. I
What
know,
a
and
weirdo, huh?
I keep trying to get him on the show too. Jill Sobule, the
Mhm.
original I Kissed a Girl, she follows me.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
Lori Petty once liked. I tagged her in a League of Their Own thing, and she liked it. I was like, oh my god.
Denise
So,
Richards follows me on Instagram.
oh,
Yeah, but she is a customer of mine at my work, and
oh, I see.
also like I interviewed her a couple of times for my old video blog.
Yeah,
And I'm trying to
that's
see
cool.
Lady Gaga and Britney Spears follow me on Twitter, but I think that that's like a mistake.
Oh,
It's a typo.
It's a
wait.
misprint.
I'm like, Lady Gaga's a mistake, or her following you? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
But
oh no.
Wow.
no, I'm
We're
kidding.
there, 2024, and we're there, huh?
Yeah,
I love that.
no,
My best way.
I have
Yeah.
differing opinions about that woman, but anyway, go on.
I can understand
Yeah.
why.
She can act now more than she can sing.
Oh yeah,
I mean, yeah.
I want her to find her, I don't know, her thing,
Yeah.
her rainbow or whatever.
Drop the Gaga and let Stephanie live for a while.
Yeah, I want her to be real. I think it's
Yeah.
so synthetic, and it's not even, a lot of it's not even
No, not at
her.
all.
It's just a bunch of people in a blender that, she was inspired by, and fine. But, I just don't, I like her and a piano. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I
See.
understand that.
I saw her live.
Acapella anytime.
I saw the Joanne
Hmm.
Or
tour, and
acoustic.
she was great live, and that was a lot of it.
Yeah,
A lot of it was her at a piano, and I
Hmm.
thought it was
yeah,
so fucking good.
Yeah,
yeah,
I love acoustic sessions better than fucking the
yeah.
whole shebang.
Like she's very talented. I mean, I even like, um, I like it when people finally just kind of come into their own. Like I've seen that more with like Miley Cyrus, and
Yes.
I think people just get caught up in the fame game and this whole like presentation. And I like it when they just like, they're like, okay, it's about music and fuck it, I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
great. I like that.
Katy Perry's still a robot.
Katy Perry is a robot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And she's releasing some new song, and everybody keeps saying that Madonna's gonna be on it, but I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, but
I would not be surprised.
haven't they
Uh,
kissed? There was
They
that kiss. Oh no, that
No,
was
that was
Britney
Britney
and yeah,
Spears
Christina.
and Christina Aguilera.
That was during the I Kissed a Girl.
No, that was no. But she
no,
did. She pumped Katy Perry up though way back when in a radio interview though, and
yeah,
was all like, "Oh, everybody should listen to this Katy Perry. She has this song." And
yeah,
it's not even about. I think she was promoting. He's the "So Gay" song.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a bad song.
Yeah, she was promoting.
You're
right,
You're
so
so
gay.
gay.
Yeah.
She was like,
And
she's so
I
fat.
don't even like
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
Madonna.
They did a photo shoot together where it was like very like Betty Page inspired.
I love
That's
that.
so hot. That's the only thing Katy Perry's actually good for. Is those pinup
Photo
like
shoot.
The
pictures.
pinup
Yeah,
stuff. I
Yeah.
like Katy Perry's Teenage Dream album. I
It's
thought it
true.
was
Like
good.
it's true, but
yeah.
then she got all weird.
She is weird.
I
It's
mean, yeah,
a little weird.
it's fine.
I'll still go crazy over her if I see her like somewhere. Oh my gosh!
I also saw her live.
Yeah. Fucking
See,
vicious
it's
gays
weird.
going on.
I don't go crazy about celebrities exactly. I
Yeah.
did work in the film industry for a little bit, and they asked me, they're like, "Well, are you okay around celebrities?" And I was like, "As long as it's not Madonna, I don't give a shit." Like Madonna, I'm stone faced, but then when I'm next to her, I'm screaming
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But I don't know. I just think I've gotten to the point where it's like they're just fucking people, and that's what the
Exactly.
interesting thing. Even with watching the Celine Dion documentary and just her, like, she's vacuuming up after her boys, and cleaning and stuff, and I hate to say her twins were not blessed. They are very.
That was the first thing I
Oh
said.
yeah.
That was
What's
the
with
I was like,
first thing
that?
oh
I said.
God.
Well, neither was her father.
Yeah, I know.
Neither was
They're
the
that
father.
26-year difference.
Jesus.
Definitely got handed down to her kids.
All that dirt.
He met Celine Dion when she was 12, and he was in his like
Yeah.
30s. That's so creepy.
That it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, pretty
That's
creepy.
that's very much grooming, but that's another.
Yeah, that's another documentary.
Exactly.
God bless those French Canadians.
I mean, God,
You're right
she
though.
really
Like
got sold.
Celine Dion being the big powerhouse that she's been this whole time, and she looked so vulnerable and humbled down when the paramedics were handling her. I was like, wow,
Mhm.
she really is just human.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she like couldn't.
Like she
That was
also is in pain and hurts, and fuck, the paramedics are handling her, like putting her on a gurney. Like, what the fuck is Celine Dion?
yeah, yeah. I know.
terrible.
It's like we're all human, and I think that's why it's like at the end of the day, I don't know. When I have to be around celebrities, I just don't treat them like they're celebrities because I'm like, I'm trying to
Yeah,
do a job, you're trying to do a job. Let's just, coexist. I'm not going to fawn all over you because I don't have time. Like I'm on the clock right now, and I
take my
don't care.
money.
Yeah,
Take my money.
yeah. I try not to anymore. Like years ago, it was a little bit
Yeah,
harder,
yeah,
but now it's
And
not.
being
Now
out
it's
here,
not so
like
much.
in this area of Hollywood, like it's so weird because they really do live out here. Like we're at the supermarket down the street, and they're literally in the next line right beside us. We're like, oh shit, that's what so and so. Like
yeah,
it's so
yeah,
weird. But yeah, they're really just people.
Yeah, we
yeah. Because
were.
I think about like saying something to people sometimes because like there are a lot of them here in Atlanta, but like I just don't. Like when I saw the Scissor Sisters and they're outside and getting in their tour bus, and I was like, no, like I'm going home. I'm like I'm gonna leave them alone. They don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
I love the Scissor Sisters.
Yeah, I know. I wish.
Laura,
What?
Laura, can you
Oh, I
give me
was like,
some
what are you
time?
having a stroke?
Real stroke.
That was my attempt at the Scissor Sisters.
It sounded just like it.
Yeah, apparently.
Like a stroke.
That's awesome.
Oh my God,
I'm dead.
that's amazing. I'm like
I love
literally dead.
No, I had the stroke and died. You're now speaking
Yeah,
to my ghost.
stroke of genius.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
I
Oh my
know.
god. I can't believe we've been talking for 2 hours. This is a really cool little platform, the Spotify for podcasters. I didn't even know that this was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's very easy when it works because there are times when it'll cut people off and I have to splice things together and Frankenstein the episodes.
Oh,
But
that's awesome.
it's easy and it's for the most part it's good recording. There was one that I had to redo and thankfully John Devilman, who was my guest at the time, he re-recorded it the next day because like the entire thing I recorded had an echo and I was like it wasn't even salvageable and it sucked because it was like a really good conversation. So it's good when it works. For the more times than not it works, but there are times.
Oh yeah. Yeah, where there's been a couple of times where we've guest hosted on our friend Scotty and Andrew's podcast, Fun
Mhm.
with Horror. And either we haven't had our mics plugged in or he hasn't had his mic plugged in. Like we've been so
Always
concerned
works.
about figuring it out, and then one of us will sound like we are in a cave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah. I know that
That's fun.
happened with my friend Wayne. I was on his, and I don't know if he wants to re-record it or not, but he was working on a cruise ship and he was overseas and he was trying to record and it didn't. I guess like I sounded okay, but he didn't. And, um, so we'll see. But it's always fun, like when somebody does your podcast and then they turn around and they have you on their podcast. That's fun. I like
Yeah.
being on other people's podcasts because um, it's different, and I think that sometimes people like being on here because there's just no structure, and it's almost like a break or a holiday from like a lot of the regime or whatever that they have.
Yeah, no, this was nice because we didn't have to
Yeah.
like talk about a movie.
Really. And maybe
Yeah,
later on we will have you on and we can talk about Desperately Seeking Susan. Well, we
No,
can always find the horror in movies. Don't worry.
no, I'm trying to think if Madonna was in a horror movie. I don't think she ever
I don't
has
think she ever
been.
no,
has, but we could
I
make
mean,
like a
well,
prayer video, a horror movie too.
Body of Evidence was like a thriller.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, well,
Yeah.
technically, her first movie that she was in, A Certain Sacrifice, did have horror elements, but it's terrible. It was
We
like a
love
low
terrible.
budget soft core because at the end scene it was like a cannibal scene, so
Oh my, what is it called?
A Certain Sacrifice, it's
A
terrible.
certain sacrifice. Okay, so here's the thing. So on our Patreon now, we do we just like started this like literally 2 weeks ago. So we're gonna be doing audio commentaries only. So
Nice.
what, and eventually, like I mean, we haven't done one yet, but eventually we're
Yeah.
gonna have people watch the movies with us.
Oh
So
wow.
what we'll do is we will have you watch this movie with us. We will get a copy of this
Watch
as well. We'll do a watch along and we'll record our audio commentary together watching this movie,
So
and
terrible.
we'll do this as an episode. Oh, that's awesome. If it's terrible, that'll make it even
Yeah,
better.
we love Terrible. It's like the ones that we
Yeah.
pick.
She
That's
did
my
that in like the late 70s, early 80s.
I'm
And
obsessed.
Wait, what's it
it
called?
was like they only paid her like $100 for it, I think. And the guy that directed it had the rights to it. Like she tried to sue from them releasing it and she lost.
Of course
And
she did.
so it's so bad. Like the sound quality is awful. It's just the dialogue. It just everything about it is yeah. It's kind of embarrassing, and I understand why she wanted to keep it private.
Oh my god,
Wow.
those are my favorite when big stars have a movie like that in their past.
Yeah, because she's like she meets some guy, but she's got this like family of lovers, and she's like kind of like a dominatrix or something. I don't know. It's just it's so far fetched.
I'm like literally chortling over here at the plot.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I don't know. It's everybody's got to start somewhere.
Oh my god, that literally is where she started.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. I can't believe I've never heard this before.
Yeah, it's something,
Oh my
but it's good.
gosh.
It's good fodder, definitely.
No, yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out then. Yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
fun.
really.
And
Yeah.
if we can't figure that one out, then I think we can make body of evidence work.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, and
Or stand by surprised with
it doesn't
something.
have to be Madonna either. I'm open. Actually, what would be really cool if it weren't that, I would totally be down for like Elvira.
Oh my
Oh
god,
yes, I
Alex
love
loves
Elvira.
Elvira.
I actually have an Elvira tattoo, and she's
That's
done up
awesome.
like Bewitched style on a broom with the little moon over her.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
how
super cool.
fun.
How creative.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Okay,
I
that'll be
love
good for me
Elvira.
too. Yeah, Alex
Yeah.
Alex got me to watch my first Elvira
Mistress of the
movie
Dark. Hello.
Yep,
last year.
I know. I'm versatile that way with my likes.
Yeah. That's the only way you should be.
If not anything else, I mean, I try, but it just depends.
Madonna, Elvira.
Well, yeah, no,
Awesome.
yeah. It's funny because my sister was just like, oh, she just thought it was weird that I liked X and Pearl and Maxine. She's like, you don't really like horror, and I'm like, do you even know me? I'm like, I do. I don't know. I guess we just don't talk about that a lot.
You're like, she just has to look like Madonna. No.
Yeah, well,
I'm kidding.
no,
Baby
You're like,
Jane.
that's enough of Madonna.
I'm excited for Maxine. I think Maxine looks like a lot of fun.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I need to talk to Ricky because we did X and we did Pearl on his podcast. So naturally, we're gonna have to do Maxine and do the trilogy.
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, you got to conclude it. Yeah, it
Yeah,
comes out soon. It comes out right after Long Legs. I'm really looking
Yeah,
forward to Long
that's
Legs.
another good one.
yeah. Longlegs looks creepy.
Oh God, I can't with Oz Perkins.
I
Too much. Oh my goodness.
know it.
What was that?
Oh, well, I think it maybe that magical time.
That magical time. I love it. It's so funny that it's
Yeah,
only 1:25 over here. That means it's 1, 2, 3, four
it's
45 over
forced.
there.
Yeah,
Or 4:45. I just added 20 extra minutes. Yeah, we're gonna go get some lunch over here and probably
I have to pick up my
go.
car. I dropped it off for an oil change today and it's ready.
oh,
Oh
that's right.
yeah, that's right. And yeah, then go get some food. This was fun. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
having
it is.
us.
Thank you
I'm
for
so
being on.
glad. Yeah, no, I we look forward now to having you on our show.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you had reached out and invited us.
It's
yeah,
amazing. 2 hours really feels like it was so long ago. Like
I
we
know.
talked about so much shit.
I know this is the funny part because I didn't even realize that this was timing us because the
Yeah,
The screen had
Yeah,
went dark, and then I popped it back
uh,
open, and I was like, "What? 2 hours had gone by."
I know. Well, and the worst part too is when I'm like writing like the synopsis or whatever, when I'm putting it on the about to broadcast or whatever, and it's like, what's this episode about? I'm like, then I'm like,
Yeah.
we
Mental
talked
health,
about
relationships,
everything.
and horror
Well,
movies.
June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, I
Yes.
think. My
Yeah,
brother just told me that.
it's
So,
true.
and it's also
But
Pride
yes,
and puppies. I don't
yes.
know. I don't
But
fucking know.
this I'm doing biweekly now, so this won't be out until like July something. I
Oh,
don't
well,
have a
just
calendar.
you can scratch all that then.
Yeah, we talked
I
about
mean, it's
dating
still, I
dating
mean, it's
apps.
it's still June, but
Yeah.
yeah, this Friday is Darren Stein's episode, so I'm stoked
Yes.
about that.
Oh, I'm so pumped for you.
That's like a big feather in my cap. I was like, he agreed? Oh my God. And I just like,
That's
I
a
felt like it was never going to happen, but it
huge
did.
thing. Here I am trying to get fucking Amy Dolan's on ours, and I serve her father every night, and he like won't talk to me about her. And you're like, "Who's Amy Dolan's?"
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I am.
Exactly.
Mickey Dolenz.
Okay. Well, and Mickey
Is that the
Dolan's was a
model person you
monkey.
were speaking of?
No, Amy Dolan's was in like Witchboard 2 and Pumpkinhead 2 and a
Oh,
bunch
okay.
of dumb horror movies, but I'm
Any
obsessed with
relation to
her.
Mike Dolenz from the Monkees?
It's Mickey Dolenz, and yes, that's her
Mickey.
father. And he's a
Oh,
customer of mine, and I'm obsessed with him too. And he's the sweetest old man. And every time I've mentioned his daughter, he shuts me down and orders another drink. So I'm starting to think that there's like
There is
something
no daughter.
something wrong.
oh. Maybe he just doesn't want to talk, about her to, the help. No, I'm just kidding.
I know exactly. He calls me the silver-toothed devil, and I don't know what that means
You
either.
already have silver
Do
teeth.
I
you have a silver
know.
tooth?
No.
Huh. All
I have a
right.
full head of white teeth.
So you're the enemy, silver tooth devil.
Like,
It's
I
very
want to drink what
interesting.
he's drinking then, if that's what
I
he's doing.
know, little martini drinking man. He's so cute. I love him.
Does he do vodka or gin martini?
Vodka.
Yes, I love a vodka martini
Me
extra
too.
dirty.
Make it
Oh
as
yeah,
dirty as
he's a dirty
possible.
martini guy. He's
Hell
so
yeah,
lovely.
I could have drinks with him.
Mm. Put a
Yeah,
lot
he's,
of olives
he's
in it.
so cool. He's so
That's
cool.
funny. Wow.
Well, hey Nick, take care. Thank you so much again for having us, and we look forward to keeping in touch with you and talking to you again.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely. Thanks for being on. It's been a nice 2 hours. Well, two
Oh
hours and
yeah.
10 minutes now. Look at us.
My God,
Yeah,
this is
really.
so
Let's
great.
go.
Yeah, keep us posted and
Intermission.
let us know how you are.
Of course, definitely.
All right, cool. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good.
All right, bye
Bye.
All
Take
right,
care.
bye.